official radio broadcaster. This is the Global Game.
That it is. The Global Game on SEN. Here thanks to Ford. The 3 offers in the Ford Ranger triple stack deal at participating Ford dealers now. And Keno Go kick off soccer season with Keno Go's $40 million jackpot. Download the app for your chance to win. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. And again, in the pre-game, during the game, at halftime and post-game, you can always get in touch with us on the text line. We're nationwide with Sports Entertainment Network. 0433 98 11 16, the number to send through your text. If you've got any questions for Archie Thompson, who of course is our expert for Chemist Warehouse, so play-by-play caller, Brenton Speed, who's with us in the pre-game, or even myself, Paul Sebastiani. The text line is there, 0433 98 11 16. So both teams, they've commenced their warms-up ahead of this quarterfinal clash, Spain versus Belgium. And the winner, of course, will progress through to the semi-final of the FIFA World Cup. Just looking ahead to the rest of the fixtures, Brenton, a big game, of course, coming up between Norway and England. That comes up tomorrow morning. We'll be covering both games here on SEN. And then Argentina versus Switzerland. Have you had your eye ahead of those games?
Well, what about it? There's 7 teams left, 6 are from Europe, and Argentina flying the flag for the rest of the world, of course. The defending champs can't wait for Norway v England. 7 a.m. kickoff tomorrow morning. You can hear it live on SEN, and then Argentina at 11 a.m. against Switzerland. Gee whiz, I reckon it's toss of the coin stuff. Norway v England. Are they able to contain Haaland? I don't think so. I think he'll have his way with Konsa in particular, who's very lucky not to have been sent off or given away a penalty in this tournament. Very, very lucky indeed. And he'll get absolutely schooled by Haaland. So I see goals in that game. Bellingham has been fantastic for England. Harry Kane's obviously every chance of getting on the score sheet as well. So it's got the potential to be one of the games of the tournament. And
Argentina versus Switzerland, the
Switzerland are a dangerous opponent.
I mean,
they are. And Argentina very lucky to be there, of course. Looked like Egypt were going to take a major scalp there, but somehow Argentina found a way through. Just amazing, the scoreboard and the psychology of it all in that game. Argentina dominating, get the goals back, and then suddenly they're level, and Egypt get a chance on the counter-attack out of nowhere when Egypt haven't had a chance for a while. It was all going on in that game. And, from a neutral perspective, it's great to see that Messi is still alive in the tournament, but, Egypt deserved a whole lot better out of that fixture.
They did. They were so brave, and they were so strong. And
the counter-attacks, unbelievable.
Vicious in transition. Now, for Switzerland, it has been confirmed by Murat Yakin that Johan Manzambi will miss the game against Argentina. So that news being confirmed in the last half an hour or so, Speedy. So that is a big out for Switzerland. He misses back-to-back games. He's been an important linchpin on the attacking front for Switzerland. And despite the injury news, he does have some great news on a personal front and from a playing front. It looks as though Newcastle United are in for him. So it looks as though as this World Cup comes to an end, Johan Manzambi will be making his way to the Premier League for an upcoming season. So SC Freiburg, a young gun midfielder, could very well be on his way to Newcastle, Speedy.
About to Embolo and Xhaka to come up with the goals against Argentina.
Could very well.
Tomorrow.
We're about 15 minutes away from kick-off. Brenton Speed and Archie Thompson to take you through it. Spain versus Belgium.
The Ford Ranger triple stack deal and Keno Go's $40 million jackpot. Download the app. Broadcast sponsors of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster.
From local grassroots clubs to their elite partners, Auckland FC and the Newcastle Jets, Belgrave Your Apparel is proud to support football at every level. As the exclusive Australian teamwear partner of New Balance, they deliver customised, high-performance teamwear and merchandise solutions that empower players, volunteers and clubs to perform at their best. Because when local clubs thrive, communities grow stronger. Belgrave Your Apparel, backing your football team, supporting your community and elevating your game. Contact them today at belgraveyourapparel.com.
He moves in. He strikes. He bites. And it is golden. It is flaky. It can't be anything else. It's a 4 and 20 pie. That classic taste of 100% Australian meat in delicious gravy wrapped in golden pastry. 4 and 20. Australia's original fan food.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. The National Tiles famous annual half price clearance is on now. Right now, rush into National Tiles and pay half price for hundreds of beautiful National wall and floor clearance tiles, all with our exclusive lifetime guarantee. Yes, right now, rush into National Tiles for our famous half-price annual clearance on beautiful National wall and floor clearance tiles. But you'll have to be quick, so rush into National Tiles or go online now and save. Conditions apply.
Hi, it's Rob Sanusa from State Transport. With depots in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane and Perth, we keep Australia moving. Move with confidence. Call State Transport 134 888.
Our people are your solution.
Robot Building Supplies is a family-run business and understands the value of being home with the family.
Robots got it.
That's why they have supplies to help you build a man cave, a kid's game room, a tool shed.
Robots got it.
Helping build family time and man caves since 1946.
Robots got it.
Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. We're robot, but we're human. robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
In this week's Round 18 edition of the Metricon AFL Record.
Big Boy Month is here for Josh Fraser's Blues. Starting with the Hawks on Saturday night, are they really ready for finals footy?
St Kilda star Max King talks exclusively about the long road back after 2 years out of the game.
And North Melbourne makes its long-awaited return to Friday night footy.
The Metricon AFL Record, Round 18 edition. Just $6 at all games.
Can't get there? Visit aflrecord.com.au to have one delivered.
I want to grow my small business, but don't have time.
Try Thrive, a smart platform with all the tools you need to grow in one place. It helps your business get found online, win more customers, and drive repeat business. Visit thryv.com.au.
Melbourne. Rugby League is built for everyone. Sunday afternoon football is back at Amy Park this Sunday when the Storm take on the Titans. There's no better way to round out the weekend than cheering on our Storm against the boys from the GC. Take the whole family with tickets starting from just $29. Melbourne Storm versus Gold Coast Titans, Sunday at Amy Park. Kick-off 6:15pm. Arrive early and enjoy the purple paddock. Tickets selling fast at Ticketek.
That's how legal advice should feel. No guessing, no surprises, just results. At Law Squared, official legal partner of the Melbourne Mavericks, fixed fees mean you know the cost before the first move.
And the Mavericks have won a thriller.
Clear advice, confident decisions every time. Law Squared, proud to back the Melbourne Mavericks on and off the court. lawsquared.com.
Melbourne City FC, from grassroots to football's biggest stage, proudly backing Australian football. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
So we say, hey, we're not gonna break. Yeah, we're standing here today, 'cause it's more than just a game. It's our DNA.
It's Nestoria Kunda! What a goal from one end of the pitch to the other! Nestoria Kunda, you star!
Warner whipped in again. This time the header is in! Japan find another equaliser!
Suta! And Australia score! Australia are level! Oh my word! Oh my goodness! What a goal by Connor Metcalf!
This is more than just a game. It's a game.
Live from Los Angeles Stadium, it's the quarterfinals. Spain versus Belgium on SEN's coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Yes, it is quarter-final action. Spain against Belgium from the state-of-the-art Los Angeles Stadium, home of the LA Rams and the Chargers in the NFL. Capacity around 70,000, and we are packing the joint out ahead of a noon kickoff time in LA, which represents 9 p.m. back home in Spain and Belgium, and 5 a.m. for you listeners on the eastern seaboard of Australia. They are playing for the right to take on France in a semi-final of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. We do it for Valvoline, the original engine oil and official supporter of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. They've got history, these two, at World Cups. Back to the 1986 quarterfinal, 1-1 after extra time. Belgium won the shootout 5-4. In the 1990 group stage, Spain won 2-1 as both teams advanced to the knockout stage of Italia 90. Haven't met in a World Cup since then. So it's a blockbuster occasion today in Los Angeles. Have not met in a friendly since 2016. That was won 2-0 by Spain. And what a roll Belgium are on right now, unbeaten in their past 18 games. Rudy Garcia, he lost his first game in charge against Ukraine about 15 months ago, but hasn't lost since. And Spain are just unbelievable defensively what they are doing in this tournament. The reigning European champs, Archie Thompson, they are yet to concede a goal. Can they keep that going?
It's incredible. When you talk about their attack of Spain, and why not? Because it's quite slick and they can certainly score them from any direction. But to go through this World Cup already and not concede a goal, I don't think as in the history of the World Cup has a team ever gone through without conceding a single goal.
I wouldn't have thought so.
No, I wouldn't have thought so either. And just really impressive all over the park, this Spanish side.
Started with a goalless draw against Cape Verde. Then they cranked it up against Saudi Arabia with a 4-0 win. 1-0 against Uruguay to ensure they topped Group H. Then they just pounded Austria 3-0 in the round of 32. And 1-0 with a clinical goal in the 91st minute from Marino. Took down the great rivals Portugal in the round of 16. So here they are in a quarterfinal. Unai Simon, their goalkeeper, yet to concede a goal in 609 minutes of World Cup football. That's 5 consecutive clean sheets. And credit to Luis de la Fuente, the Spanish coach. They are, of course, the reigning European champs, beat England 2-1 in the final in 2024. They also won the European title in 2012, 2008, and way back in 1964. And they have won the World Cup the once in 2010 in South Africa, beating the Dutch in that final. And much has been promised by Belgium in recent times. Their golden generation, they've been tipped up to win major tournaments over the last decade or so, and time might be running out for the golden generation to deliver. What an opportunity they get today with the likes of De Bruyne and Lukaku to come off the bench, Tielemans in midfield. Who are you tipping today, Archie?
Oh, well, Spain. I think they're incredible. And actually, when I was looking at that match yesterday, France against Morocco, you thought, okay, the quality of France going through. I feel like France are going to meet Spain in this semi-final, and whoever wins, that's going to win the World Cup for me. I think I look at the Spanish, I think they're incredible. I look at this France side, they're just amazing. They're just incredible to watch as well. So for me, that'll be the semi-final. This is not taking anything away from Belgium. I think they've done outstanding to get here. And when you look at their start of the World Cup, I didn't know where these goals were going to come from for this Belgium side. I thought they lacked a little punch. There wasn't too much to them at the start, but then the way that they've turned their World Cup around, just the last 3 games, scoring 12 goals is pretty incredible. And, the way they dismantled USA. But then when you look at this USA team, and I didn't expect that scoreline, to be honest. Did they just kind of maybe gave a lot of hope and faith to the people that were watching because of the football they were playing, and then all of a sudden when they come up against the big boys, they just kind of falter a little bit, and just shows the difference in the quality and the depth just so far, how much they have to reach to get to that level. But I think they've overachieved, I believe, this Belgium side. But hey, let's see what happens in this match.
I love how you just predicted it'll be Spain, France in a semi-final. Many would agree with you, but everyone thought it was going to be France, Germany in a round of 16 game. Yeah. But then along came Paraguay and knocked out Germany.
Yeah.
Upsets are happening.
Well, they are, but then I look at that German side. I don't think they were fantastic in that the group. And a lot of people actually said they were probably happy just to get through the group and get as far as they could. I didn't expect that result against Paraguay. I mean, it was, penalty shootouts. It's Russian roulette when you get to that stage. But you're right, there have been some upsets, but the cream of the crop has certainly come to where we thought they would in this stage of the World Cup.
When do you footballers get up for a midday kickoff? Would you be up at 6 o'clock, slumbering until 9? Yeah, it's an early start.
It's strange. For as long as I can remember, I don't think I had too many fixtures around this time. And for those guys,
I remember you missing one in Bathurst at about this time.
Yeah, well, you know where I was.
Late turning up for that one, Arch.
I was probably at the Eddie. I wasn't late there, that's for sure. or the Bathurst Leagues Club when I could get in there. But yeah, a lot of these guys I think would be used to...
Where's Archie? Oh, he's going to be here at half-time.
And then you see the yellow taxi pull up just before kickoff. Bloody nose. Blood on the shirt.
Oh, we digress. It's Spain against Belgium coming up in this quarter-final from the Los Angeles Stadium. The teams have emerged from the tunnel and are now getting into position for the national anthems of both countries. We do it for Valvoline, the original engine oil and official supporter of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Kevin De Bruyne fully rested, didn't feature in the USA round of 16 game. He's a starter today for Belgium. Lamine Yamal starting as well for Spain. Superstars everywhere you look. And now it is time for the national anthems.
National anthem of Spain. Please remain standing if able for the national anthem of Belgium.
Well, so much passion right around the Los Angeles Stadium here. Plenty of red, of course, for both countries. Belgium known as the Red Devils and Spain La Roja. And a wonderful atmosphere and ideal playing conditions. For a noon kickoff, it's great to see that this fixture is being played under the roof, state-of-the-art facilities, so they can doctor the temperature in the early 20s. And hopefully we see a high-tempo game here, Archie.
Yeah, I think we will. I think we will see that from Spain, 100%. What Belgium do they sit in and try to absorb a lot of that pressure and then use the speed of Doku and Trossard? But you can see that early on, Spain like to keep possession, but then when the gaps do open up, they certainly do try to attack them. And with Belgium football, I mean, I had the pleasure of playing 4 years over there. I know how much the national team means to them. It's from such a small country. They produce so many wonderful footballers. But the golden generation, like you said, there's probably only a couple left from that era. And this could be a special day for these guys.
Let's take you through the Belgium lineup. They go with Thibaut Courtois in goal. The back four of De Kuyper and Goy and Mekela and Castagni. Tillemans and Raskin in midfield. Doku and Trossard on the flanks. De Bruyne in behind. De Ketelaere up top. De Ketelaere, the star against the United States with 2 goals in that 4-1 win. Lukaku came off the bench to put the icing on that one. They've got an Australian representing the English flag in the VAR centre, by the way, Jared Gillett of A-League fame. Let's hope he avoids controversy today. Spain's lineup, Unai Simon in goal. The back four of Cucurella, Laporte, Kubasi, Porro. Rodri will pull the strings in midfield with Fabian Ruiz. Baena, Lamal, Olmo and Oyarzabal up top. He's equal 6th with Fernando Hierro for international goals for Spain. Up to 29 now after 2 braces already in this tournament. 2 against Saudi Arabia in the second group game and another 2 in the 3-0 win over Austria. Do you fancy him to get amongst the goals today?
Yeah, I do if he gets the opportunity, but you have to just look at that attack. Dani Olmo, I really love the way that he sort of drifts in between the 2 lines and gets the ball, tries to play 1-2s, faces forward, and he's got some speed of his own. But Yamal Baana's been great on this left-hand side. They've just got slick players all over the park.
I'm sure you can hear it coming through your radio. The buzz in Los Angeles for this crunch quarter-final for the right to face France in the semi-finals. Belgium on that 18-game unbeaten run, and they extend that against the European champs, Spain. Not too far away from kickoff now, less than 60 seconds away. We do it for Valvoline, the original engine oil and official supporter of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. France through yesterday with a 2-0 win over Morocco. And before we kick off,
in memory of the victims of the tragic wildfires in Almeria, Spain.
So the 2 teams around the circle, remembering the victims of the bushfires in Spain. A real heat wave in Europe right now. And now the teams getting into position. Belgium in their changed strip. Spain in their first choice red with the blue sleeves. And it will be Belgium to kick things off. So the crowd in fine voice counting things down in Los Angeles as Belgium kick things off, going right to left on your radio dial, and they go immediately back to Courtois, who punches it forward via the left boot, finds the chest of Castagni getting forward, and the ball played into the box. Belgium on the front foot already, can't quite cut it back in time, and it goes out of play for a relieving goal kick to Spain. But an early sider from Belgium.
And this is the sort of football they want to start with, this Belgium side, knowing that Spain are going to have large portions of the possession in this match, as we've seen throughout this World Cup. Certainly like to dominate early on, but if Belgium can get on the front foot nice and early and use that speed, in behind. I know that Doku comes back into the starting lineup after being rested. You'd have to say rested. I don't know if maybe it was performance-wise. I don't think he's really hit the ground just running right yet in this World Cup. This could be the stage for him to see his qualities. But when you've got the speed of Trossard and Doku, who have had fantastic seasons in the Premier League, you know, you have to be wary when you go forward and not to lose possession, Spain, and then get caught on the counter.
A bit of a shock here. Belgium appear to have lost Tielemans in the warm-up. So Hans van Aken is starting. So what a blow for Rudy Garcia and Belgium to lose one of their talisman, really. Tielemans coming through in the clutch earlier in this tournament, particularly against Senegal with the late goal, the late equaliser, and then the winner from the spot in the 125th minute. So a blow for Belgium as Spain come forward down the left-hand side. They've got an overload here. Cucurella tried to cut it back towards Olmo. And an important block by Belgium. The offside flag was up anyway.
Well, that's a huge loss, as we've seen pictures of Tielemans on the bench. Such a creative player in the middle of that park. And you touched on it, that goal against Senegal, the penalty that got them through. But massive loss, and you could just see with that passage of play, okay, it's offside, but you see when they break wide, Belgium are trying to get as many players out into that area just to stifle whatever Yamal can bring into this attacking third. And what they do so well is they get numbers out wide Spain and try to get down to the goal line and cut it back. And that's where Belgium need to be, or keep an eye on attacking players for Spain coming into that 18-yard box.
So Belgium control here. Go back to Courtois again. Oyarzabal pressing him. So Courtois' clearance going out for a relieving throw for Spain. Inside their own half, Cucurella will move the game on. Second ball on the pitch. So the assistant getting that one off the field of play now, so Spain can resume. 3 minutes played here, goalless, and a sensation. Such unfortunate injury news for Belgium, with Tielemans ruled out as Olmo tricks his way into space and works it wide to that right-hand side where Baena is patrolling, and Rodri just lifts it out in front of Cucurella down that left-hand side, cuts it back to Fabian Ruiz, and his cross dealt with by Mekela at the back for Belgium. So unsettling to lose your midfield linchpin in Tielemans for Belgium. They look a little rattled as Spain start to dominate possession in the opening 5 minutes here. It's worked wide to Lamine Yamal, who gets him behind, and across came Mekela in the nick of time to stop Yamal bearing down on the Courtois goal.
That was great covering for Mekela. You know, he needs to be on his toes today, especially with those balls in behind. And you're right, Speedy, to lose your central pairing on Arno, especially too in the USA game, and then also when you lose Tielemans, you have to rejig your centre mid partnership that probably hasn't played too much football together in this World Cup.
Now Spain come forward again. Rodri with a nice vertical pass to Olmo. He goes lateral to Yamal, tries to squeeze it back to Dani Olmo, and dropping back into that hole was Raskan. Great skill from Doku. Dribbles his way past two Spaniards, but not the third. Wins it back from De Ketelaere and works it wide to Trossard on the right. And he'll recycle via Ngoy, and Belgium can have their best spell of possession in a while. 5 minutes played, 0-0 here in Los Angeles. De Bruyne hugging the left-hand sideline, goes back to Mekela, and Spain just backing off. Olmo now suggesting he might just press on Courtois, who goes to the right-hand side for Ngoy. And now Castagni firing one down the line intended for De Ketelaere, but easily mopped up by Spain, and Rodri in possession in the centre circle. Goes lateral to Fabian Ruiz, and the left footer goes back to Rodri. Yamal makes his move ahead and pushing on Pedro Porro down the right, open up space. Here he is, Porro. Pass intended for Olmo was cut out by Belgium, and a poor pass out of defence from Maxim de Kuyper missed the Ketelar, and Spain coming again inside the attacking third through Cucurella. Goes back to Fabian Ruiz and bounces one off Cucurella, and now they switch it wide out to Lamine Yamal. Athletically brought it down, but showed too much of it to Maxim de Kuyper, who hooked it out of play for a Spanish throw in the attacking third. Pedro Porro of Tottenham winding up to resume play. Finds the feet of Dani Olmo, and they work it back to Kubasi, the young teenage centre-half from Barcelona. He's able to square it up to Laporte. The old and the young in the heart of defence for Spain. And Laporte not on the same page with Oyarzabal. Turns it over. Well read by Ngoy. And now Belgium able to stand on the ball with Mekela at the back. Goes to Kuyper and De Bruyne down the line. Doku looks in the mood today, holding off his man. Tried the elaborate turn with little room to move. And they say it's a Belgian throw. I thought it was straight out of play off Doku. But Belgium will take the throw here. It's goalless after 7 minutes in the quarterfinal.
It'll be an interesting little battle between the wide players of Belgium and the two wide defending out of Spain, knowing that they play their Premier League football against each other. We've got an ex-Chelsea on the left-hand side and Tottenham on the right, and you've got Man City in Doku on the left, and then Trossard just making that move to Turkish football. Was with Arsenal for a few years, so they'll know each other's game. It'll be interesting to see how they combat each other. And I'm guessing with Spain, when the way they go forward is just, they just need to be careful on the counter-attack.
Rodri, vertical pass for Baena. Couldn't trick his way past. De Bruyne got the better of Rodri. And then hooked out of play by Kubashi. Right on halfway for a Belgian throw. Still goalless after 8 minutes. We do it for Valvoline, the original engine oil. As Belgium work it all the way back to Courtois again, the veteran shot-stopper. 34 years young. As to Mekela in his defensive third. Stylish ball out of defence forward to Ketelar. Tries to hook it out in front of Doku. And well read defensively by Laporte. Now Rodri keeps possession for Spain. And Lamine Yamal's switch of play works out here. It goes right across the face of play to Baena. Bounce back off Laporte. Now Cucurella. Fabian Ruiz plays it in behind. Lamine Yamal was dragged back. And it's going to be a foul in the attacking third, awarded by the English referee, Michael Oliver.
That was a smart run from Yamal. Just getting on the wrong side there of Trossard. Almost Trossard needed to make that foul because Yamal made that smart run and was getting into space to be able to deliver a pass. This is what Spain do really well, especially out in these wide areas, those little forward runs.
In the 10th minute here, and Courtois setting up a two-man wall. Free kick about 3 metres to the left of the corner of the penalty area. And it's swung in low. Hooked away by De Bruyne, but doesn't get out of the penalty area. Whipped back across the face. And Rodri's shot was blocked at close range. Kept alive by Cucurella. Anywhere will do for Belgium. And hooked over his head by Castagni. Allows De Kuyper to get it into Spanish territory. And now they can get a foot on the ball through Rascan. And Belgium avoid a moment of panic at the back. Rodri was every chance to threaten the Courtois goal, but bodies in the road for Belgium.
And good football again from Spain. They're so dangerous when they deliver balls into that area, especially in around that penalty spot. You see a lot of runners. As soon as you're making runs to the near post, back post, you've got runners that are making top of the 6-yard box penalty area. It's so hard for defenders to be able to read or choose which player to go to. We've seen so many times in this World Cup too, with the way that Spain, when they do deliver in that area, it's always those cutbacks, and it doesn't matter the country or which player they're defending, just seem to always find that player that's free.
Now Belgium searching forward to Ketelar with the hold-up play. Couldn't quite knot it down. His intended target there, Vanaken. The late inclusion when Tillemans was ruled out, and he's been their most proactive player going forward, Belgium, with their brief glimpses. Vanaken from midfield. Now Spain just missed the mark. Pass intended for Olmo, went straight to Mekala, who can now square it up to Ngoy. It was Ngoy who got the block on that shot from Rodri. Very important block as well. I think Courtois may have been beaten if not for that. Now the ball went behind, and sliding in to hook it back to his goalkeeper was Laporte, and he needed to be perfect there because De Ketelaere was in the vicinity looking for any scraps. The inform number 9 for Belgium, coming off 2 goals in the previous phase. Now Kubasi looking forward. Didn't fancy the ball over the top to Olmo, who certainly stands out with that shock of blonde hair. What era of Archie Thompson is that, number 10 for Spain, Archie?
A sad era, that's what it was.
Is that about 2014 or somewhere around there?
Yeah, it's damaged now. Damaged my hair roots now.
All right through the middle. Big chance here. And again, Ngoy in the road. And is there an offside flag up against Spain? No, it's a goal kick being awarded here by Michael Oliver. Complaints from Spain. They were onside right through the middle. De Kuiper kept them on. And the shot towards goal from Baena. Claimed handball against Ngoy. They checked that out on VAR, but I can't see a penalty for that.
No, and you can see that his arm was actually coming down by his side. It wasn't in an unnatural position. But you can see what Spain can do with those forward runs. It was an excellent ball through the middle of the park.
Nice flick on by De Ketelaere. Found Doku. Plays one in behind for De Kuiper. And his cross, not a meaningful one. Easily dealt with the near post by Unai Simon. He could have bent it back towards the penalty spot. Belgium had committed some men in the box. And good signs for Belgium with limited opportunities that they might be able to open Spain up. 13 minutes played. It remains goalless in this quarter-final for the right to face France. It's Spain against Belgium on SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup, thanks to Valvoline, the original engine oil. Kubasi goes to Olmo, bounces it first time to Rodri, and he goes back to Kubasi. And now there's space for Laporte, the left-sided centre-half for Spain, to edge up towards halfway. He's just pointing Rodri where to go. Opens up space here for the other midfielder. And now Cucurella looking for the feet of Fabian Ruiz. Won back by Oyarzabal, who dropped deep, the striker, to get involved in the attack. And now Olmo, encouraged to shoot, goes wide to Yamal, who dropped it into the area, but it's turned over by Spain. And now Doku looking to launch the counter-attack, released by De Bruyne. And Doku trying to play it back to De Bruyne, was blocked off, so he goes again. And there's space on the right for De Ketelaere to cut back onto his left boot. And his shot blocked at close range by Cucurella. De Ketelaere picks up the scraps. Nice idea there from Castagni. Tried to lift it into the area for Trossard, but Spain able to get it out for a throw.
And that's the danger that Belgium possess. You can see Yamal just gave away a sloppy ball. Probably didn't need to give it so early. And when Pedro Porro is making that run forward, he leaves a lot of space in behind on that defensive side. And that's where Doku can really exploit.
Well, they go at it here. Yamal picks the pocket of Doku and then turns him inside out. Gets the applause of his manager, De La Fuente. Still Yamal here. And closed down in the nick of time by Rascar, but it breaks to Rodri. And he swings it wide to Cucurella, a willing runner down that left-hand side. With the famous mop of hair, once of Chelsea, now of Real Madrid. And Rodri drops it off to Fabian Ruiz. The run of Cucurella open up space for Baena to cut in on his right boot. What a pass! Olmo fighting for control. First touch let him down. The pass from Baena deserved a better outcome in the middle from Olmo. Goes out of play for the goal kick.
Well, that's good football again from Spain. Probably the first time we've seen Yamal be able to take players on. So comfortable on the ball as you just see some footage there of him cutting back on Doku.
18 years of age. Lamine Yamal burst onto the scene as a 16-year-old at that Euros in 2024. And having the superstars come to play at this FIFA World Cup. Thanks to Valvoline, the original engine oil. Messi, Mbappe, Haaland, who we'll see in action tomorrow for Norway against England. Harry Kane, Bellingham for the English as Rodri goes forward to Pedro Porro in the tight spot on the right wing. Worked a little 1-2 off Yamal. Tries to spread one wide and it's sliced away agonisingly for Spain. Out for a goal kick, but the intent was applauded by Baena, trying to push into space down that left-hand side.
That was a great idea. You see the ball set up well for him to be able to slice one out to that left-hand side, but just that maybe the speed that he was running onto that ball to pass it was just a little bit too much. I think he could have taken a touch and maybe drove into that final third because he had a couple of players either side of him.
That time Yamal let it run through his legs. Claimed he was upended by De Kuyper, but it's play on here for Doku to surge into Spain territory again. Works it wide to the right-hand side, bounces it off Trossard, and now pushing on down that right-hand side is Castagni. Lifts it into the area, and from a running start, De Kuyper got it all wrong, clattered into the back of Porro, and gives away the free kick that he wants to debate with Michael Oliver.
Well, I love the enthusiasm of De Kuyper there. As the ball got delivered, he was trying to make that run to get in front of Pedro Porro. I don't actually know if there was too much in it, to be honest, but maybe that little shove in the back was enough. But you can see with Doku, he's certainly come here to play this today. I question his impact in this World Cup so far. Been a lot of issues around Doku, especially when early on in the World Cup when he left the camp to go attend to his the birth of his first child. You've got to applaud his
commitment to family.
Yeah, commitment to the family, which is nice. And I mean, your first child, it's a special occasion.
Only happens once.
Yeah. Well, it can happen once for a number of wives if you want.
18 and a half minutes gone. Simon under pressure, played it coolly, worked it out to Kubasi, who went square to Rodri. And Spain were able to play their way through a Belgian press. Back to Simon once more. This time sprays a diagonal onto the chest of Oyarzabal, who drops it off to Olmo, who skins two Belgians and releases Porro down the right-hand side. Yamal waits in the middle. Cut back towards Yamal. And referee says free kick against the teenager for the work that he was putting in there on Mekala. So that was a disappointing end to a promising counter-attack from Spain 19 minutes in.
And again, I just feel like that Spain are maybe giving that ball a little bit earlier than it needs to be given. You could see that they'll try and give the ball to Yamal, but this first 20 minutes, Belgium have done really well to be really close to Yamal. Even when he doesn't have the ball, just always wary about where he's running. And you can see Spain just trying to get in that ball, maybe just a little bit too early on some occasions.
So approaching the 20-minute mark. It remains goalless between Spain and Belgium. Both have been involved in 0-0 draws earlier in the tournament. But there's been enough goalmouth activity to suggest we're going to see goals today in this quarter-final as Rodri has it just beside the centre circle. Goes back to Kubasi, one of two teenagers in the starting 11 for Spain. Squares it up again to Rodri. And Belgium setting up with a 4-3-3. Bit of space to exploit potentially. They couldn't link with Olmo. They win it back high up the pitch though. Yamal bending one just wide, claims a corner. Referee says goal kick.
Well, Belgium, you can't give up cheap possession, especially in your back third. And Yamal, first time he's had a bit of space to open up onto that left foot, just at top of the 18-yard box, and tries to bend it far post around Courtois. And it needs to be good to beat the Belgium goalkeeper from there.
If a corner is awarded, you can reverse it via VAR to a goal kick. But if a goal kick is awarded, you cannot reverse it to a corner. And make that make sense for me, Archie Thompson.
I don't know. As you said that, I looked at you to see what sense does that make. That's something that, because I do like the way that they've done that with the corner. Why not do it for both? I mean, you give the advantage to the defence. Why don't you give the advantage to the attack as well?
You might see too many goals.
Oh, well, that's what we want to see, though. We want to see goals.
Oh, maybe they don't.
Okay.
Maybe the power brokers don't want to see goals. It is utterly ridiculous.
Yes, definitely. I totally agree.
As Porro hooks it upfield, finds the chest of Leothable. Plenty of holding going on from Ngoy. And the free kick is awarded right on halfway for Spain. 22 minutes in here, so the hydration break just around the corner. Probably at the next stoppage in play as Spain restart and go back to their centre halves again. Olmo dropping really deep, the number 10 to get a touch. And look forward. Not a whole lot of movement ahead of him. Goes wide to Porro in that right back role. Olmo continues his run. An elaborate drag out in front of Yamal, who tricked his way around De Kuyper, but there was no support from Spain. And De Kuyper got it back from Mekela and went to De Bruyne. And now Doku just hugging the left-hand touchline. This cuts inside of Pedro Porro and goes back to Raskan. He switches it up with a diagonal that just has a bit too much pepper on it. Goes out of play for a Spanish throw, and they'll take that throw after the hydration break here. 0-0 in the quarterfinal. We do it for Valvoline, the original engine oil and official supporter of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So timeout for the respective coaches. Archie Thompson, your thoughts on the first quarter of this game?
Yeah, it was... you could see that both teams, especially Belgium, want to try and be disciplined when Spain had the ball. Probably not trying to close the space down, especially when Spain have possession in and around that halfway line. As soon as it does come a little bit closer to the 18-yard box, that's when they start to put the pressure on. There hasn't been too many chances for both of these teams. We haven't seen Yamal get on the ball where he's able to be 1v1. Also, too, you can see that they're also, too, putting as many players when those wide balls out to those Spain dangerous wingers. They try to get as many players as possible out there to stop that. So at the moment, you'd say for Belgium, quite happy. You want to try and stay in this match as long as possible. So if you concede early against the Spanish side, then you're going to have to chase the game. And then what happens when you chase the game? You leave gaps, and that's where Spain can really dominate.
So the sprinklers have gone on during the hydration break to try and slick up this pitch a little bit. You've got specific people who have a role to go out and adjust the sprinkler to make sure it spurts the water in all parts of the pitch, Archie. I mean, what a role that is. I wonder if they advertise for that sprinkler holder during the hydration break as your occupation for this FIFA World Cup.
Wow. Well, let's see how much they pay. I might have to put my hat in the ring, but...
Imagine the layering up you would do if you wound up with that role.
Well, what a conversation that would be out. You're on your first date and you go and say, what?
So what's your job?
I'll move a sprinkler around. How much you get paid? 100K. Oh, okay, I'm in.
So the sprinklers have been turned off here at the Los Angeles Stadium that is packed to the rafters, capacity 70,000, and a sea of red here today with Spain taking on Belgium. And Belgium, the away team, so they drew the short straw, had to go with the away kit today, who will be moving on to take on France in the glamour semi-final.
I can't wait for that one. Whoever it be, I did say that Spain are my favourite to go through to this game, through to the semi-finals against France. But Mbappe, I just think he's an absolute superstar. I remembered a few years back now when he burst on the scene, especially with PSG. And there was one particular goal he scored. I can't remember who it was against, but it was in the Champions League. And the way that he took it, I was like, oh, wow, how does he do that? That's not human. And he just continually does it. And then 20 goals and 20 appearances in the World Cup is just phenomenal.
Back underway here. And the ball at the feet of Unai Simon, the Spanish goalkeeper. Still yet to concede a goal in this tournament. And we're up to 635 minutes now. That's 10 and a half hours of football.
Well, that just shows the discipline of this Spanish side, because when you got so much possession, you'd think, okay, it'd be easy for a defensive team to maybe just relax or just, be ill-disciplined in certain moments. But every time that ball does go into that defensive area, they just seem to be so focused. And that's that discipline. Why these teams are so strong and make it so deep into these World Cups is because they're disciplined all over the park.
And they've got a teenage centre-half playing today. Kubasi is under pressure here as Doku tried to trick his way past. And he won out in the end and can release De Bruyne potentially. But won back by Pedro Porro in the end for Spain. And he has to get involved again to stop it getting to De Bruyne. So Belgium miss out on a couple of half chances there to really test the Spanish defence as Rodri goes square to Fabian Ruiz, and he works it to Cucurella. Chance to bomb on down that left-hand side. Checks back out to Ruiz. Squares it up to Rodri. And he squares it up again to Kubasi, pushing on from the back. He goes wide to Yamal on the right-hand side. Outside of the boot, intended for the run of Baena. Easy pickings for Courtois, who bowls it out to start the attack from the back for Belgium. And pushing on down that right-hand side, Castagni hooks it into space, and he was dumped after getting that pass away right on halfway, and Michael Oliver saw no advantage accrue, so brought it back for the foul on the Belgian right-back. 28 minutes played, 0-0 between Spain and Belgium here in Los Angeles. Quarter-final action for the FIFA World Cup. Doku puts it out in front of Van Aken, gets it back to Doku. 5 metres away from the edge of the penalty area, hooks it back to Raskan. And they switch it from the left to the right. And going all the way back now to Ngoy. Squares it up to Mekela. Belgium have committed men forward here. So not proactive in their passing. They go all the way back into their own half now for Raskan. And finds the feet of Trossard. It breaks kindly for De Bruyne, and Spain just pushed up. And they caught De Ketelaere in an offside position. He just has to watch it sail through harmlessly to Unai Simon. And Spain can now build again via Kubashi. Approaching the half-hour mark here, and it remains goalless. Pedro Porro. Bit of space opened up as Yamal just cut inside. Little 1-2, he worked. Cut back here, and the shot towards goal, and the follow-up is in. Fabian Ruiz makes it 1-0 for Spain, tucks the ball under the shirt and gives the baby celebration. It's taken half an hour, and it is the reigning European champions, Spain, who've opened up Belgium. And the first save from Courtois, not enough to stop Fabian Ruiz on the follow-up.
And where does it start for Spain? Out in these wide areas. Yamal just drops off, picks up the ball, and it's a forward run of Porro and the cutback. Olmo free. And that's the difference with this Spanish team when they attack. They have runners near post, and the Belgium defenders don't know where they are. And Olmo gets a shot off, and Fabian Ruiz gets a start today. His first start since the first round, and he pops up with his first goal of this World Cup. And how big could that one be? Now that Belgium will have to chase this game. And that decisive attack for the Spanish. Out in the wide areas, forward runs, cutbacks. And a beautiful executed goal.
So the only change to the starting 11 today for Spain was Fabian Ruiz in for Pedri. and he's on the score sheet. His 7th international goal. He's done so much winning with PSG in recent years, and he has Spain in a winning position here with a beautiful finish through the legs of a defender after Thibaut Courtois could only get one hand to the initial shot from Dani Olmo. And you'd have to say that hydration breaks and the fact that teams have those basketball-like timeouts are leading to more goals immediately after hydration breaks.
Yeah, well, it's that moment for a manager to get his team together and relay some tactics that maybe he sees during that first period that need to be worked on. But that's Spain in a nutshell in the way that they attack, especially out in these wide areas. The underlapping run from the fullbacks, the cut across the 6-yard box that I was telling you about when the players drop off. And defenders don't know to go to the near post because they're worried about that ball, but it's always a cutback for Spain. And no teams have been able to defend that. And Olmo gets a yard of space, gets a shot on target, and there's not too much that Courtois could do on that first shot. And Fabian Ruiz picks up the crumbs, but it works both ways, I guess, in this hydration. For defensive teams, how to defend. For attacking teams, where do I need to improve? It's just needed that moment of sharpness from Spain.
Spain building another attack here. Belgium dropping really deep. A back 5 at times for them, and another 3 on top of that. Not a whole lot of space between the lines as Spain go back to the goal scorer. Fabian Ruiz squares it up to Kubasi, and now Yamal down the right again. Played his part in the lead up to the goal. And now the trickery into the area. He goes. Quick feet. Cuts it back to Rodri. And he tried to bend it towards the penalty spot. Headed clear by Ngoy, but it's coming back. Spain pick up the second ball. And Pedro Porro says, stop your runs for a moment. Let's build again. Yamal with trickery. Oh, great skill. Oh, then plays for the free kick, and he'll get it about 20 metres from goal. And this is going to be need to slow it down on the replay to check out the skill of the teenager for Spain here, Archie.
Oh, that's what he does so well. It's a quick movement from left to right when he's taking a defender on. As he was about to shape up to shoot, there was a little nudge in the back. And we talked about the hydration break. I thought that Lamine Yamal in that first period didn't get on the ball as much. I wondered if it was a manager just said, look, you need to get a hold of the ball a little bit more. And he was the one that played that ball through to Pedro Porro. Just built that bit of confidence, even though he doesn't need it.
And they got 4 men over the free kick here. It was Doku just shoving Yamal to the deck. An obvious free kick awarded by Michael Oliver. And this has to be Lamine Yamal time. The free kick favours a left footer here, just to the right of the D. Perfect distance out to get it up and over the wall. Spain have 3 men in their wall ahead of the Belgian 4-man wall. And it is left for Yamal. Oh, kept out by Courtois, who got down low. Fabian Ruiz followed up again, couldn't get the follow-up shot towards goal. And it's out of play, scrambled out of play by Belgium for a corner.
That's a good save from Courtois. Pretty much directed straight at him. Got a nice fist, but then the follow-up to Fabian Ruiz, it almost, the guy that was lying on the ground for Belgium might have just hampered his run-up for that touch.
The draft dodger, as they're termed. Oh, now the referee has absolutely ironed out Dani Olmo. And Michael Oliver will lose some points from the FIFA judges as he bids for a final if England aren't there. He can't get in the road in that situation, referee. He's blocked off Olmo and blew up the stoppage in play and apologised.
Maybe.
Stop the flow of Spain. Someone had to stop them.
Yeah, well, maybe that was part of the hydration break for Belgium, is like, they went to the referee and say, can you please play as our 12th man? Especially in defence when Spain had the ball.
So the Belgian substitutes doing their warm-up right now, and they might need a spark or two at half-time potentially. Lukaku waiting in the wings as Spain just dominate possession here. 36th minute, they lead 1-0, courtesy of the strike from Fabian Ruiz. And now they're searching again here. Oh, the control over his shoulder from Baena. Did he use an arm for it? Yes, says Michael Oliver. It's about the only way he could control that ball was by handling it. And that's what they have seen. Do the replays back it up? You'd suggest yes.
Well, he did well, Baena, to be able to contort his body to pull that ball down. But I think that's the difference between Fabian Ruiz, and Pedro. Pedro probably doesn't have that type of ball in his locker from distance to be able to see a run and pick it out. We know that he's capable in little short passes in and around the 18-yard box. Fabian Ruiz just got such great vision, the way that he zips a ball in.
This game being played in Tinseltown, and Spain turning on the style in front of the A-listers. Seeing some of the crowd cutaways today, Archie. Feels like your kind of people. You've got Brad Pitt, Noel Gallagher, Penelope Cruz, I think, was with Noel Gallagher. That was an unusual pairing.
Yeah.
In the VIP seats. As Courtois clears up over halfway, headed back by Laporte, straight to the chest of Olmo. And Rodri just maintains possession for Spain so stylishly. Cuts back into Pedro Porro. And now they go to Laporte, just to the left of the centre circle. An overload on the left here, Cucurella. And Baena, Fabian Ruiz on the move. The back heel back to Baena. And he throws it into the chest of Oyarzabal. This would be one of the great World Cup goals, but the back heel from Oyarzabal didn't quite release Olmo. Otherwise, we were looking at one of the all-time team goals.
Wow, that was just incredible to watch. It was almost like they were toying with the Belgium defence. And you can tell why. You can see why there's so many A-listers. They come to watch the A-lister footballers.
Oh, right through the middle here. And well read by Ngoy. Stopped the vertical pass from Baena intended for Olmo. And the ball won by Spain. So it's play on here to Ketelaar with a nice first touch. And really scrapping with Laporte here, who got a touch, should be a Belgian throw. And now they're scrapping for the ball as Belgium want to restart things with a quick throw. And the referee just says, cool down, boys. No yellow card for either man, but that could have really gotten out of hand for Laporte. So Belgium with a rare foray into the attacking third. Have it at the feet of Raskan. Their number 23. He tried to bounce it off to Ketelaar, who couldn't make it stick. And now Spain look forward again here. Looking dangerous. Yamal has a willing runner down the right-hand side in Porro. Rodri pushing on ahead. They go back to Yamal. And he's thinking about squaring it up here. It turns back and goes back to Porro instead. Now Rodri can get his head up about 30 metres from goal. Switches it across to the other side for Cucurella, who goes back into the middle for Olmo. Still about 30 metres from goal. Now on the right, great first touch. Yamal cuts into one of his left. Oh, tried to sneak it in at the near posts. And it's into the side netting. How quickly does he get the shot away? Lamine Yamal. And it remains 1-0, but it could be 2 or 3 the way Spain are going.
Wow, he's definitely in the mood, especially after that drinks break. The Kuiper had no chance, especially when he's facing him 1v1. And that's the skill of Yamal, is that he can get the ball down at his feet and get a shot off so quickly.
Now Doku at the other end for Belgium. They won the second ball, and he missed an opportunity to roll one in behind there. He wants to take his man on, cuts it back towards the penalty spot. Laid off, intended for De Bruyne. It found Trossard instead. And a little missed opportunity for Belgium, but they're still on the front foot here. Down the right-hand side, Castagni put up a little block, and now he gets it back on the right, pulls it into the area to Ketelaar, and there is the equaliser. It's 1-1. Belgium with their first sniff at goal, and the informed striker de Ketelaar buried his header from the edge of the 6-yard box. And they are finally beaten Spain after more than 10 hours of football at this World Cup. They have conceded, and we are level before half-time.
Well, everything needs to be precise to break this Spanish team down. And I thought the chance had passed when Doku didn't play that run in behind for the Copa. And a couple of times they tried to swing in the ball in Belgium, and it was De Bruyne who played a neat little ball out wide, and it was an inch-perfect pass.
Oh, is he onside to Ketelaere? As we watch the replay, he was loitering in an offside position for a long, long time. Has he been played onside in the nick of time for this goal to count? Is Spain's clean sheet record a chance to stand? Or is De Ketelaere onside? We'll wait for confirmation. It's 1-1 and we are back underway. So the goal stands in the 42nd minute. It's 1-1 in the quarterfinal. And Spain, who had multiple chances to maybe add to the 1-0 lead, couldn't find the back of the net. And now they have been pegged back.
And needed to be perfect football from Belgium. And it was an amazing ball into De Ketelaere, who scores his third goal in 2 matches. And it was a perfect header as well. Gets in front of his defender, low and hard across the face of the goalkeeper. But he just used the speed of the cross that came in. And really, you'd have to say it came from nowhere. One thing that I will say about Doku is that sometimes he might hold the ball a little bit too long when he does get runners forward. You can see with the Spanish attack.
Oh, Kubasi on the deck, and he's upended De Bruyne here. And the yellow card is coming out for the young teenage defender for a deliberate handball while he was on the deck. So suddenly Spain look a little rattled as we approach half-time. Kubasi is saying, I did not handle that. And the replay would say he dragged back the shorts of De Bruyne, and that was the handling going on.
Yeah, and this will be a test to the Spanish team. As you said, they haven't conceded a goal in this World Cup up until now. Just wonder if it just shakes this Spanish defence a little bit.
Space in the middle here. Trossard could have gone for a killer ball, but he went wide to Ngoy, and now poked forward by Raskan to De Ketelaere in a wide area. Van Aken waits in the middle. He's quite the aerial presence as well. So Belgium playing with a bit of a swagger all of a sudden after getting that equaliser. One of their longest spells of possession right now as they go down the line to De Ketelaere, and he wins another throw out off the chest of Baena. Made his name at Club Brugge, De Ketelaere, and he stuck with the same colours. He headed to Italy to play for Atalanta, where he's had 2 very successful seasons. That's a sloppy giveaway by Van Aken. One back just as quickly. And now Yamal has it. And he was fouled. Held up illegally by De Kuiper. So a free kick to Spain. 44 minutes played. We'll have at least 3 minutes of stoppage time. Checking out the offside replay. Oh, boy. He's played onside by Cucurella by about half a metre to Ketelaere for the equaliser.
Wow. Like I said, for Belgium, it needs to be inch-perfect football, and it was for that goal because he was so close to being called offside.
So the men in the middle had really done their job. Cucurella probably didn't need to be that deep, playing De Ketelaere onside in the middle. What was he to know what was happening behind him? Now Baena inside the area. Pedro Porro, nosebleed territory, got a little excited and lifted his left foot shot well over the bar and wide of the top corner as well. As we look back at Belgium's goal on the replay, perfect delivery from Castagni, and De Ketelaere, he's a big boy, isn't he? He's got that ability to get his head on the ball first ahead of Kubasi there.
Yeah, and there are probably questions on early in this World Cup campaign for Belgium, starting De Ketelaere. He didn't have too much influence over the first few games, and then he gets a recall against USA, scores 2 goals. It's funny as a striker how quickly confidence can build when you get yourself on the score sheet. Just seems to, the ball seems to find you in the 18-yard box.
Oh, what a touch nearly from Olmo, trying to drag it out of the sky, and a panicked clearance from Mekela and puts it out for a Spanish corner. So 1-1, 1 minute into a minimum of 5 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half in the quarterfinal. And it's 1-1 for Valvoline, the original engine oil and official supporter of the FIFA World Cup 2026. So the centre half's getting forward here. Laporte's always a threat from set pieces, attacking wise. Kubasi, a bit more diminutive, is also putting himself about. As the corner is whipped in from the left, an in-swinger from Rodri and cut out by De Bruyne at the near post, who wears the captain's armband for Belgium today. Tielemans ruled out in the warm-up. Whipped in again by Rodri and kept alive here in the middle. And the shot towards goal was blocked. Counter-attack on here. De Ketelaere looking to lead it. Dragged back by Fabian Ruiz and nearly played in Doku. Very important interception from Dani Olmo. And now Spain go forward. Baena out on that left-hand side. Drags it back, thinks about using Yamal, and now does. Yamal popping up on the left-hand side. Baena getting back on side. Yamal turns back onto his left boot and uses Baena at close range. Teases one in. Decent delivery, and no one attacking it like De Ketelaere did at the other end for Spain as it goes out for a goal kick.
Well, it was such a crucial touch from Olmo because Doku was in the space if that ball had gotten through.
Another hand brushed on the replays of that corner situation a moment ago, but never a penalty against Belgium, who are level here, 1-1, ticking down towards half-time. We're midway through stoppage time at the end of the first half in this quarter-final. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on SEN. Spain 1, Belgium 1 for the right to face France in a semi-final. Oh, collision, friendly fire. Two Spaniards go down. Both had eyes for the ball and clashed heads, and Michael Oliver asking for immediate treatment for these two Spaniards, Oyarzabal and Olmo. And one of those is going to be concussed after that, aren't they, Archie?
It doesn't look to be too serious. Don't know if they knocked heads quite as tough as what the referee first thought. They're both up and at it. But what an entertaining last 10 minutes we've had, especially with Belgium getting back into the game, that confidence starting to build, and then you can see Spain just trying to probe. It has all the ingredients to be a cracking match of football, especially if it goes 1-1 to the second half.
There's Ruiz on the half hour, and then De Ketelaere in the 41st minute. The two goal scorers in this first half. De Ketelaere, the target of a long clearance from Courtois. Belgium pick up the second ball. De Bruyne gives early ball to Doku down the left. Cuts into the area. A little step over or two. Now he's got options, but he likes to take on all comers. Doku goes again and tried to lift it towards the back post. It goes harmlessly out for a goal kick, and they needed a bit better end product there from Doku on the left.
Well, he's always exciting when he has the ball, but sometimes you could be, as a teammate, frustrated because you're trying to make runs in the box and you got a player that keeps cutting back, has time to deliver, then cuts back again. You could see there was a couple of frustrated Belgium players in that 18-yard box waiting for that delivery from Doku. But also, too, though, as a defender, you don't want to be sticking your foot into a dangerous place where Doku's twisting and turning and you get a slight touch and bring the striker down.
So the 5 minutes has elapsed, and there's no more to be added on by Michael Oliver. So this crowd in Los Angeles has been thoroughly entertained by the first half of football in this knockout quarter-final. It's Spain 1, Belgium 1. The opener from Fabian Ruiz on the half hour, cancelled out by De Ketelaere's header in the 41st minute, with Belgium's first real meaningful foray into the attacking box. And now it's game on for the right to face France in that semi-final, Archie.
Yeah, well, it's not living up to what I had fought early on in this match.
They had chances to go up 2-0, didn't they?
They did, and Yamal, you could see, had a couple of siders. There was another chance. But then it just takes that one moment of good football from Belgium. And it was really only just the one moment that they delivered a great ball, and it was a great run, and De Ketelaar with an amazing header.
And considering they lost Tillemans in the warm-up, to regroup and be level at half-time against the reigning European champs is some response, some maturity on display.
A big response. And also, too, when you've got a defence in Spain that haven't conceded up until this point in the World Cup, you just wonder what that might bring to the Spanish team, especially defensively, even though they're world-class players, have been in these situations before. But when you're settled, you just, maybe that little question of doubt might just sort of pop into your head.
So Spain won, Belgium won, and we'll break it all down on SEN right after this.
Melbourne City FC, from grassroots to football's biggest stage, proudly backing Australian football. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster.
He moves in. He strikes. He bites. And it is golden. It is flaky. It can't be anything else. It's a 4 and 20 pie. That classic taste of 100% Australian meat in delicious gravy wrapped in golden pastry. 4 and 20. Australia's original fan food.
From local grassroots clubs to their elite partners, Auckland FC and the Newcastle Jets, Belgravia Apparel is proud to support football at every level. As the exclusive Australian teamwear partner of New Balance, they deliver customised, high-performance teamwear and merchandise solutions that empower players, volunteers and clubs to perform at their best. Because when local clubs thrive, communities grow stronger. Belgravia Apparel, backing your football team, supporting your community and elevating your game. Contact them today at belgraviaapparel.com.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. The National Tiles famous annual half-price clearance is on now. Right now, rush into National Tiles and pay half price for hundreds of beautiful national wall and floor clearance tiles, all with our exclusive lifetime guarantee. Yes, right now, rush into National Tiles for our famous half-price annual clearance on beautiful national wall and floor clearance tiles. But you'll have to be quick, so rush into National Tiles or go online now and save. Conditions apply.
On the tools every day, get the job done with Klein Tools. The world-leading hand tool brand has extended its range that's just landed across Australia. Available through retailers, wholesalers and industrial supplies near you. Remember, if it's not in store, jump on Amazon and grab a Prime Day deal.
In this week's Round 18 edition of the Metricon AFL Record.
Big Boy Month is here for Josh Fraser's Blues. Starting with the Hawks on Saturday night, are they really ready for finals footy?
St Kilda star Max King talks exclusively about the long road back after 2 years out of the game.
And North Melbourne makes its long-awaited return to Friday night footy.
The Metricon AFL Record, Round 18 edition, just $6 at all games.
Can't get there? Visit aflrecord.com.au to have one delivered.
Everyone loves a surprise, unless it's your legal bill. At Law Squared, there are no surprise invoices, just clear commercial advice and fixed fees from day one, so you can focus on what's next. Whether you're scaling, raising or building for the long game, Law Squared moves with you. Law Squared, legal advice for businesses delivered differently. Visit lawsquared.com.
Go Harvey Norman's Super Deals. Until Sunday only. Get bonus local delivery and installation on selected TVs. Super Deals on fridges. Save $300 on LG 506-litre French door with ice and water. Super Deals on Dyson. Get the V8 stick bag for just $388. Save $260. Save over $60 on JBL 320 Party Box speaker, now under $580. And save $70 on Ninja Crispy Air Fryer. Super Deal just $329. More in store and online at Harvey Norman now. Conditions apply.
G'day, it's Jack Crisp here, Ambassador for Footy Colours Day 2026. Did you know that 3 Aussie kids are diagnosed with cancer every day? Every dollar raised during Footy Colours Day helps provide families with a home away from home, close to hospital when they need it most. To help make sure kids don't fight cancer alone, register your school, workplace, sporting club or community group and join me this Footy Colours Day. Wear your colours and let's help kids and families facing cancer. Go to footycolorsday.com.au.
If someone tells you the new Quarter Pounder barbecue bacon is here, you don't Macca's walk.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Number 43.
You Macca's run. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Available after 10:30 a.m.
Melbourne City FC. From grassroots to football's biggest stage. Proudly backing Australian football. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Pedro Porro. Bit of space opened up as Yamal just cut inside. Little 1-2 he worked.
Cut back here and the shot towards goal and the follow-up is in. Fabian Ruiz makes it 1-0 for Spain, tucks the ball under the shirt and gives the baby celebration. It's taken half an hour and it is the reigning European champions, Spain, who've opened up Belgium. And the first save from Courtois, not enough to stop Fabian Ruiz on the follow-up.
Down the right-hand side, Castagni put up a little block, and now he gets it back on the right, pulls it into the area to Ketelaar, and there is the equaliser. It's 1-1. Belgium with their first sniff at goal, and the informed striker de Ketelaar buried his header from the edge of the 6-yard box. And they are finally beaten Spain after more than 10 hours of football at this World Cup. They have conceded and we are level before half-time. Yeah, welcome back. This is the Global Game Choices Flooring Halftime Show. The halftime break, also thanks to 4 and 20 Pies, Australia's original fan food. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. They were our highlights, as you heard. 1-1 here between Spain and Belgium. Really entertaining first half, Archie.
Yeah, it was, and I was wondering about the response for Belgium and whether they'd be able to get back into this game very, very quickly, and also, too, what that means defensively is going to put this team out of shape. But the response was brilliant. And as soon as they got the goal, the confidence started to lift. They held possession a few times in their attacking third. And then there was those little questions that maybe were being asked of the Spanish defence, not conceding a goal, whether that might just play in the heads of some of these defenders. And Kabasi's on a yellow card for bringing down De Bruyne in that first half. So he's got to be careful in what he does, especially too the way that Spain attack. They get numbers forward and the counter-attack could be costly for them if you got a yellow card.
Archie Thompson's thoughts. Thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Get discounted prescriptions and save more money at Chemist Warehouse. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. And that first half recap, thanks to Host Plus, named Best Super Fund by Money Magazine, Finder and Mozo. That's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Proprietary Limited. Check the PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. So we had the 2 goals, and we also had that yellow card to Kabasi for tugging at the shirts of Kevin De Bruyne. Could be a big moment thanks to Liquorland. Game on, drink sorted, legendary Liquorland, broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. We'll get more thoughts from our expert commentator after the break, thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Get discounted prescriptions and save more money at Chemist Warehouse, broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster. And our halftime partners are Choices Flooring and 4 and 20 Pies, broadcast sponsors of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026 official radio broadcaster.
Melbourne City FC. From grassroots to football's biggest stage. Proudly backing Australian football. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster.
He moves in. He strikes. He bites. And it is golden. It is flaky. It can't be anything else. It's a 4 and 20 pie. That classic taste of 100% Australian meat in delicious gravy wrapped in golden pastry. 4 and 20. Australia's original fan food.
Business owners, it's time to stop paying your suppliers. Just pay.com.au it instead and get points. With pay.com.au, you can finally get rewarded for the bills you're already paying. Simply link your payment details through pay.com.au and every business transaction made through the platform earns reward points. From straightforward bank transfers to leveraging your existing credit card facilities, even those suppliers who traditionally only accept direct debits. You can use your points on almost anything: flights, hotels, shopping and more. Discover the surprisingly rewarding side of managing your business finances. Visit pay.com.au today and get your business flying.
At Robot Building Supplies, ChatGPT doesn't get a look in. We ask our own robot.
Robot's got it.
Got Merbu decking and timber sleepers?
Robot's got it.
Steel framing and building supplies within 24 hours?
Robot's got it.
The original robot since 1946. Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. We're robot, but we're human. robotbuildingSupplies.com.au.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. The National Tiles famous annual half-price clearance is on now. Right now, rush into National Tiles and pay half price for hundreds of beautiful national wall and floor clearance tiles, all with our exclusive lifetime guarantee. Yes, right now, rush into National Tiles for our famous half-price annual clearance on beautiful national wall and floor clearance tiles. But you'll have to be quick, so rush into National Tiles or go online now and save. Conditions apply.
On the tools every day, get the job done with Klein Tools. The world-leading hand tool brand has extended its range that's just landed across Australia. Available through retailers, wholesalers and industrial supplies near you. Remember, if it's not in store, jump on Amazon and grab a Prime Day deal.
Metricon wants you to live it up. Right now, Metricon is giving you $60,000 to upgrade your new designer series home with some of Australia's leading home brands. From kitchens to bathrooms to living spaces. Add the finishes that make it yours. The Metricon Live It Up celebration. On now. Visit metricon.com.au. T's and C's apply. CDBU 52967 NSW 174699C.
Hello, it's Emma Martino from State Transport. From single pallets to full truckloads, we move freight nationwide with precision, care and reliability. Call State Transport 134 888.
State Transport. Our people are your solution.
Celebrate a decade of Diablo Co.'s alcoholic ginger beer with the chance to win one of 10 major prizes, like a luxury Noosa escape for two, including 2 nights at Pepper's Noosa Resort and villas with breakfast. Flights and airport transfers included if not living locally. Total value $2,000 plus. To enter, scan the QR code when you buy a Diablo 4-pack or carton. Diablo alcoholic ginger beer, devilishly refreshing. Find nearby stockists at diabloco.com.au. 18 plus. Enjoy responsibly. Terms and conditions apply. Ends December 23.
Some people don't live for drinks, but they just haven't tried drinks with cold foam or popping pearls. 10 new drinks, now at a McCafe near you. There's a drink for that. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Available at participating restaurants.
Melbourne City FC, from grassroots to football's biggest stage. Proudly backing Australian football. Broadcast sponsor of SEN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Official radio broadcaster. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
It has been an amazing quarter-final so far. At half-time, it's Spain 1, Belgium 1. For Valvoline, the original engine oil and official supporter of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Both teams emerging from the tunnel right now. Huge blow for Belgium before kickoff. Yuri Tillemans, their midfield dynamo, was ruled out in the warm-up. He's still got the boots on, but unlikely to feature in this match. And hopefully, if Belgium get through to the semi-final, he can feature against France. Details yet to emerge on what ruled him out so close to kickoff. And Belgium able to regroup. They copped the early goal at the half-hour mark from Fabian Ruiz, but they found a response to Ketelaar heading home the equaliser in the 41st minute. And it was a great advert for the hydration break and the way it can change games, because often halves just drift on. And I reckon without a hydration break, it's probably goalless at the break. And instead, we wound up with 2 goals because the coaches were able to talk to their team on how they might be able to open up the opposition.
Yeah, and I think Well, I've definitely become used to this hydration breaks, because you can see how much it affects the teams when you've got a manager to be able to come in and see a whole picture of what's going on and where he needs to maybe tinker with. I thought Yamin Yamal, especially that first period, wasn't as influential. Comes after the hydration break. He's the one that creates the ball out wide, and then he starts to get a little bit more involved. And that's been the beautiful thing about these teams. Whether you're defending or attacking, you can make these little tweaks in the hydration break.
And what a great job Rudy Garcia has done with Belgium. They're unbeaten in 18 games, 12 wins and 6 draws in that sequence. And they keep it going against the reigning European champs, Spain, who are about to kick off the second half here in Los Angeles. Away we go, 1-1 at half-time. Will we settle it in the 90, or are we bound for extra time and perhaps penalties in this all-European quarter-final? Spain work it to their right-hand side. Pedro Porro of Tottenham playing in that right-back role with Yamal ahead of him. And they come back to Kabasi, the young man, on a yellow card after a tug at the shorts of Kevin De Bruyne while Kabasi was on the deck and De Bruyne was potentially away. So he's got to watch his step for the entire second half here. Rodri drops in between the centre halves and bounces one off Fabian Ruiz. Back to Laporte. And he works it wide to Cucurella, who's left Chelsea to join Real Madrid. And he's trying to get on the end of a through ball here. And he knocked over Trossard. Trossard took a tumble. Cucurella complains, saying to Michael Oliver, "Mate, I thought I knew you from the Premier League. What are you doing to me?" But it was an obvious foul as he clattered into the back of the former Arsenal man.
Well, he's trying to hip and shoulder, and unfortunately for him, Trossard just got in front of him before he could bump him out of the way.
Now he's got some defending to do, Cucurella. De Ketelaere got the better of him initially, but then his touch let him down, and it goes out for the goal kick at the other end. We played 85 seconds in the second half and a bit going on at both ends. Spain playing out from the back, Belgium pressing, and they're good enough to play out through that press. Spain, as Olmo is upended inside his own half. And the free kick awarded by the English Premier League referee, Michael Oliver. Spain take it quickly and turn it over. Doku, a chance to look forward. Oh, he tried to slide it in. Trossard kept on running. And Simon was able to get off his line and smothered the ball and bowl it out just as quickly as Cucurella has it now inside his own defensive box and goes back to Laporte. And Spain can try and build an attack.
It was a great run by Trossard. He actually started out wide, and you could see him making that run centrally, but it was so many numbers in the middle of that park. Doku to be able to find him, but it was a beautiful little run. You felt if the ball had got through, it was one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
Back to Kabasi, who just ambles his way over halfway and looks for a killer ball. Yamal! Flag stayed down, and Courtois, the Real Madrid man, able to get out and smother at the feet of the Barcelona starlet. And at the end of it all, the flag does go up for offside, but very nearly the Barcelona connection coming to play. Kabasi looking for Yamal.
Wow, it was very, very close. And you can't relax for 1 second with Yamin Yamal, especially when he runs off that sideline centrally. And Kabasi with a beautiful piercing ball through the middle.
Oh, the two teenagers so close to combining there. Play alongside each other for club and country. Kabasi at the back and Yamal on the flank. So 3.5 minutes into the second half. Remains Spain 1, Belgium 1. For Valvoline, the original engine oil and official supporter of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. As the ball was hooked up towards Olmo and hooked away from him by Mekela. Brought it down for Trossard, who looked forward, then does a full 360 and tries to keep it away from Olmo. The two number 10s going head-to-head. And he drifts all the way across to link up with Castagni, not on the same page with Doku. Played it straight out of play as Doku looked for a ball in behind. So Cucurella takes the throw for Spain. And Fabian Ruiz being manhandled by De Bruyne. And Spain now have comfortable possession with Laporte at the back. Rolls it to Rodri. He shields it away and gives it away, Rodri. Straight to De Bruyne. And he releases Doku. Keeps it away from Rodri as the two Man City men come together. And the former Man City man, Laporte, put Doku in a headlock, forgot about the ball. It spills across the byline for a corner to Belgium. A bonus set piece coming up for the Red Devils.
That's a couple of times already in this half that Spain have given up possession, soft possession in a defensive half. And Doku did well. He was almost going down a cul-de-sac with no where to go. And did well to get a corner kick out of it.
So Mekala right under the goalkeeper's grill here as De Bruyne will swing it away with the right boot from the right towards the penalty spot. And Spain get a relieving free kick for the push and shove going on. And Raskan says, what about the holding going on? As we look at a replay, Raskan bowled one over, but they were holding De Ketelaere, the obvious aerial threat.
Well, there was probably 2 or 3 players of the Spanish team that were holding the attacking players of Belgium. And these days we're seeing with VAR, you've got to be so careful. There was a penalty that was given, I think it was Croatia against Portugal.
Spain going forward here and across in time, and Goy to poke it away from Pedro Porro, who continued his run from right back. He takes the throw quickly to Lamine Yamal, 35 metres from goal. He switches it up across the face to Baena, who nods it down for Oyarzabal. Squared up to Cucurella and back to the left-hand side for Baena. He pulls it back to Fabian Ruiz. Squares it to Rodri. They go from left to right to Porro. And now Yamal, a chance to run it to Kuiper and Doku. Opens up space here. Goes back to Rodri. Fires it quickly to Cucurella. Great passing by Spain, but they're going around Belgium. They've got their shape intact. And now Oyarzabal drifting into a wide area. Pulls it back to Baena. Really rotation on full display here for Spain as Yamal has it onto his left again. Goes square. Cucurella let it run to Fabian Ruiz, and he let it run to Oyarzabal. It breaks back to Cucurella, and the shot towards goal takes a deflection as Yamal pulled the trigger, and the corner is awarded to Spain.
It was patient football from Spain, from one side to the next, trying the probe, wait for a gap to open. Belgium did well to stay disciplined and not allow those runs in behind. The ball just fell nicely and kindly to Yamal.
They've taken it short, now teased into the back post, and the header breaks for Olmo. And he gets under his strike from the edge of the area. And it goes well wide of the goal. It remains Spain 1, Belgium 1. 7 minutes into the second half. And changes being readied by the Spanish manager, Luis de la Fuente. Not too far away from a double change, it appears, with Pedri and Ferran Torres getting ready.
Well, Ferran Torres, when he came on for that game against Portugal, he had such an immediate impact.
And Belgium might need a response of their own substitution-wise, because Spain really starting to dominate in terms of possession, and they surge forward again here through Ruiz, drops it off to Rodri in that central position. He goes to the left for Cucurella. Oh, the pass was on, but he hits it with a sledgehammer when he just had to roll it into Fabian Ruiz. And Marc Cucurella, see, who would you have at left back if you had a choice between him and Jordi Boss?
Oh, I'd go Jordi Boss. I think
this bloke's going to Real Madrid,
yeah.
Cucurella.
Well, it just shows you what hopefully is in store for Jordi Boss. But you're right, he just needed to play a simple ball in, because Fabian Ruiz had so much time and space. The ball just needed to be hit to his feet.
He does overcomplicate things, Cucurella. And Spain turn it over. Trossard maintains possession for Belgium, goes back to Van Aken. He goes back again to Mekala, and he's found a pass forward into the stride of first to Kuiper, who moved it on to Doku, who kept it in for De Bruyne, and they're right on halfway now through Van Aken and looking for a spell of possession, because it's been all Spain since this second half kicked off. And we're 9 minutes into it. Next stoppage, we'll see that double change for the reigning European champions as well. Doesn't look like Belgium are going to go to their bench anytime soon. As De Bruyne on the half turn, puts it out in front of Doku on the left wing and edges his way in towards the penalty area. 1-2 with De Bruyne, the cut back. Oh, the side netting has been found with the strike from De Kuiper. Beautiful build-up. The two-star men, De Bruyne and Doku, combining, and it very nearly led to a massive opportunity for the Red Devils.
Well, it was De Bruyne who played the ball out to Doku, and just the way and the ease that he was able to find space in that 18-yard box and wasn't picked up. And you thought that he was going to take the ball onto his right and maybe open up and have a shot, but he played a beautiful little 1-2 in behind. And Doku had a chance to pick out a player in the middle, and there was a foot of a defensive Spain player that stopped that. And De Kuiper did the right thing by hitting it high into that near post. Unfortunately, just the direction off a little bit, but good football play from Belgium.
So Baena and the goal scorer, Fabian Ruiz, the men withdrawn. As Ferran Torres leads the line at the moment. And Lamine Yamal turns him down. Now on the half turn, Pedri with the fresh legs. Nearly with a killer ball immediately. As Belgium just able to scramble it clear for now. So 10.5 minutes into the second half. Still that halftime score. Spain 1, Belgium 1. Quarterfinal action for the right to face France in a semi-final of the FIFA World Cup. We do it for Valvoline, the original engine oil. Here's Olmo on the half turn. Out in front of Cucurella. Works it back to Spain's number 10, Dani Olmo. He goes back to Rodri. And now Pedri with a little bit of room in central midfield. Works it wide to Pedro Porro. He can drop it off to Yamal about 30 metres from goal. On his left peg. He'll go back to Pedri, and there's space for Pedro Porro. Pedri has seen that on the right-hand side. The cross is a poor one, horribly overhit by the Tottenham man, and goes out for a goal kick to Belgium.
Yeah, disappointing. He had so much time to be able to put a good ball into the dangerous area. It was an interesting move to see Ruiz and Baena come off so early when Spain were dominating possession and slowly starting to pick apart the Belgium side. I just wondered what if that was the game plan, and if maybe the manager's seen something a little bit different, where maybe Pedri is that now they're starting to get the ball a little bit higher, and that Belgium may be just starting to fatigue a little bit, that you have someone that is so great in tight areas. And as I was saying about Torres, Ferran Torres, he's really excellent. Maybe he has his critics about not scoring enough goals, but I think he just makes so many smart runs.
Now Pedri trying to ignite the attack. Gives it to Yamal. Whips it in towards the back post. And punched clear by Courtois. Tidied up by Rodri in midfield for Spain. And the waves of attack keep coming for Belgium to try and withstand. Olmo now in the central area can go back to Pedri about 35 metres from goal. Run made by Pedro Porro, turned him down that time. Went back instead to Laporte. Bounces one off Rodri, goes back to Pedri. And pushing on Kabashi. That understanding with Yamal, he works it wide to the right-hand flank for his fellow teenager. Pulls it back to Porro, and now Pedri trying to get the better of Raskan. And Yamal's pass cut out by Doku. Launches a quick counter-attack, and he's shoved over by Lamine Yamal. It's just a foul, no booking. But it did stop a promising counter-attack for Belgium, who are level with Spain in this quarter-final, 1-1. And they're about to go for experience with a double change of their own. Axel Witsel and Romelu Lukaku not too far away.
And that might be that experience just to maybe take a little bit of pressure off this Belgium side, especially when you look at the domination already of this Spanish team in this second half.
I wonder if De Bruyne might be one of the men to make way. And on the periphery, he's putting in a surging run here, trying to get on the end of things. De Ketelaere tried to link with Van Aken, and it goes through to Simon to clear upfield. Headed back by Mekela, straight onto the chest of Olmo.
who flicks it over the top of Van Aken, heads it away from him, and now launches an attack. He's got Kukurea hugging the sideline. Doesn't use the left back for now, and waits for Spain to get men forward and goes back instead to Laporte, who wants a bit more movement ahead of him. Now he can go to the feet of Pedri. Hooks it wide, intended for Olmo. Found Kukurea, and his ball in is whipped away by Ngoy, and it goes out for a Spanish throw. And before they can take that throw, it's time for a triple change in the end from Belgium. Not just Witsel and Lukaku, but they're freshening up things with a third change here, Archie.
And that might be the reason, because of Spain's dominance and just maybe starting to fatigue a little bit. You can see Trossard making way. I don't think he's had too much impact on this game.
It's going to be the 21-year-old here, Diego Moreira, to come on as the third option. So it's Trossard, Van Aken and De Kuyper off. In fact, it's Joaquin Seis to come on, the Club Brugge man. And he goes straight into the left-back role. Like-for-like change with De Kuyper. Now Spain, and they test him out immediately. He's got the assignment on Yamal Hassays, and Yamal shot towards goal, beaten away by Courtois. Pretty comfortable save, but he didn't elect to catch it, just happy to punch it clear. It goes out for a throw. We're past the hour mark here. 61 minutes in, 1-1 between Spain and Belgium. Pedri, such a stylish passer. Right through the middle, Olmo. It breaks for Ferran Torres, and Belgium able to scramble it clear in the end. Now Doku running at Pedro Porro, who had to let him go. And now the pass released for Raskan. Lukaku wants it early in the middle. Teased in his way, and Spain worked it out, Rodri and Laporte. But they can't clear their area. And the shot towards goal from De Bruyne was on target. And they complain, they're up in arms, Belgium, about what went on earlier. Complaining about a penalty, are they, for handball against Rodri? Does strike his arm there from close range off a teammate, but it's not going to be VAR worthy, is it, Archie?
No, I don't think so. I think his arms are in a natural position. They're actually closer to his body on that second look.
Nice ball here. Olmo finds the feet of Yamal. Oh, he teases one in, and the shot kept out at the near post, denying Oyarzabal. It was that man again, Thibaut Courtois for Belgium.
Well, this game is starting to liven up. Neat little ball from Yamal. Splits two defenders in the 18-yard box. And a good save. Made himself big, Courtois.
And now the corner to come in from the right-hand side. They go short. Yamal rolled it to Pedri, and now it's Pedro Porro, top of the box, 30 metres from goal. Gets it back from Olmo. Teases his way away from Seis, the substitute. And now Ferran Torres leaves it behind. Pedri keeps it in the attacking box, gets it back here from Rodri. And Pedri just told to recycle things via the centre halves and the defenders. Pedro Porro it was, working it wide to Olmo. It's relentless attack after attack right now as Lamine Yamal cuts onto his left. Wants a 1-2 here. Works it with Torres, but taken away by Raskan. And he tried to release forward for Lukaku. Spain won it back, and Olmo is upended. Free kick to Spain, about 40 metres from goal.
Well, it's just it feels like just a matter of time before Spain opens up this defence. But I still love the discipline of this Belgium side. They're just hanging in there. And this is what you've got to do. You've just got to hang in, be disciplined, and then wait for that counter-attack. We've seen there was a chance with Raskins making that ball in behind and delivering it. Those are those moments that might be crucial.
Yamal running at the fullback again, who got his body in the road and shepherded it out for a goal kick, much to the frustration of Yamal. But I think he's got the beating of Seis at one stage here.
Yeah, you'd have to say so. But Seis did well to be able to get himself in between the ball and Lamal. What a baptism of fire to come into. I think this is maybe his first appearance actually in the World Cup, and then you're up against one of the most exciting players in the world.
It's only his 6th cap overall. But Rudy Garcia decided that De Kuyper was no longer required to try and negate the skill and talent of Lamine Yamal. Watch this space. We're only 65 minutes into this contest. Big switch of play. Out in front of Cucurella. Nice first touch to keep it in. And he checked back inboard to Pedri. And Pedri turns on a dime and finds Oyarzabal. Back to Cucurella on the left. Back to Pedri, about 35 metres from goal. Rolls it to the feet of Olmo. Little flick around the corner. Ferran Torres, first touch, just let him down a little, but he keeps it alive here for Yamal. Across came Ngoy and took it off the talented teenager's foot. Doku is fouled, according to the referee, Michael Oliver. Spain are furious. They thought they'd won it back high up the pitch, but the whistle bailed out Jeremy Doku. What do we see on the replay here, Archie?
Oh, I don't think he actually touches him at all. Goes down a little bit soft to Doku, but good thing about what he's doing right now is just relieving this intense pressure that Spain is putting on Belgium at the moment. As we see Courtois just go down with a little niggle.
Yeah, he came outside of his own box and just fell over and said, "Referee, I need some treatment." Don't think he'll be going off as he gestures towards a thigh issue. Dani Olmo just checks on the welfare of the Real Madrid shot stopper. So it could be a 2 or 3 minute stoppage here. Gives the chance for the referee to maybe say, let's go with a hydration break now. Or will he wait a little bit longer? It's still 1-1 in this quarterfinal, Spain v Belgium. I hope you're enjoying the coverage. We do it for Valvoline, the original engine oil, and official supporter of the FIFA World Cup 2026. He's been important, hasn't he? Thibaut Courtois has made multiple saves in cap number 115 for Belgium today.
Yeah, he's been immense. He's such a big stature in that goal. And it doesn't look good. I don't think he's going to take part. Oh, no, that he has gone the hydration break. I thought that maybe he was coming off.
Well, they just made a triple change, so I'm sure Rudy Garcia hasn't budgeted for making a goalkeeper change, a la Tony Popovic.
Well, let's not reopen that chest.
There is the prospect of penalties today. Of course, still 1-1 with a quarter of the 90 to go.
And someone like Courtois in goal, be pretty daunting for any striker to step up into an 18-yard box. He's such a big presence. And you wouldn't want someone of his experience to come off, especially this crucial part of the game.
Backup goalkeepers have a combined 2 caps between them. Manchester United's Lamans and Chelsea's Penders. So they're at big clubs, but they don't have the pedigree of Thibaut Courtois.
No, they don't. And they're probably not playing first team football in their respected clubs.
So we're watching Rudy Garcia here talk about balls over the top for the runs of the attackers in the wide areas. It is available to Belgium, but they're getting so few opportunities that they need to be ruthless when it does open up for them.
Well, that was that chance when Raskins got through on this left-hand side and almost delivered a perfect ball. And you never know.
And Lukaku is like a Haaland in that situation. Just get it in with flight, take the keeper out of play, and Lukaku will do the rest.
Yeah, well, we've seen it with, he's such a menace, and like you said, like, talk about presence and someone that can be quite physical. Even if you get into those areas, delivered across, we see there was a couple of little, the ball was just ping-ponging about a little bit. You don't know, sometimes it can be just glanced off and a player has his arm away from his body and you get yourself a penalty. But Lukaku, what he's done so well throughout his career, even in this World Cup, he's just a bully in dangerous areas. And you're right, you just need to put it in a space where he can attack and use that physicality.
He's their record goal scorer, 93 goals including strikes in their last 3 games. The 5-1 win over New Zealand, the 3-2 extra time win over Senegal, and the 4-1 triumph over the United States in the round of 16. This is the quarterfinal tie, live from Los Angeles on SEN, the global game, as Lukaku wins a flick on right on cue out in front of Doku, and shielding it successfully was Pedro Porro, the Tottenham right back, winning a free kick for Spain deep in their own defensive third. And they take it quickly, playing up-tempo football here. As Kubasi just exchanges passes with Rodri and goes back to Laporte. He rolls it forward to the feet of Ferran Torres. Goes back to Rodri in the centre circle, and now out to the right-hand side. Pedro Porro thinks about going forward, but sprays a diagonal instead to the other fullback, Cucurella, and finds him 5 metres from the corner flag. Cucurella works it back here to Pedri. Square to Rodri. They're 30 metres from goal. Lifted into Cucurella. Header back across the face of goal. And he was offside, I fancy, Cucurella, before the header from Ferran Torres went high and wide. And Belgium are going to be forced into a change of goalkeeper. They talked it over at the hydration break, and Thibaut Courtois is no good. So it will be the Manchester United shot stopper, the 24-year-old Senna Lamens, who earns his 3rd cap. What an occasion to come on. And it's tears for Courtois as he makes way. In fact, it's Penders who comes on, the Chelsea youngster, 20 years of age, and he makes his debut. No, they got it wrong, the FIFA broadcaster. I was right the first time. It is Lamens in goal.
Oh, what an occasion to come on to. With 20 minutes just left in normal time to get yourself into a semi-final. You lose one of your key experienced players in such a vital area. And this is something that Spain will be looking at and going, we need to really test this goalkeeper.
Well, they've lost Tielemans in the warm-up. They've lost Thibaut Courtois with a quarter of the 90 to go. It would be a famous victory if Belgium can get it done, and they're still level with Spain as Pedri brings it down between 3 Belgian opponents. A hopeful pass forward straight to the opposition, though, as Lamens gets a touch and clears up over halfway, chested down by Kubasi to the advantage of Rodri, and he retreats to Unai Simon, the goalkeeper for Spain. Now Rodri on the ball, able to face forward 20 metres short of halfway. Just rolls it towards De Bruyne, almost teasing the former Man City man to come forward. And now pass threaded to Olmo. At close range, he finds Yamal. He's being marked by a couple, so he goes back to Porro. Back further to Kubasi. Finds the feet here of Ferran Torres on the half-turn between the lines. Flicks it wide to Lamine Yamal. Drops the shoulder on the fullback and tries a right-footed cross that doesn't come off and goes out for the goal kick. That's why he normally just uses that right foot to get on buses.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see why he did well to be able to get just a yard of space. But Ferran Torres, I just saw him make that little run. And this is what he does so well. He just ghosts into an area where he can receive it and play it forward. And it just opens up so much.
Flicked on again by Lukaku. Tried to put it in this path of Doku, but well read by the Spanish defence. And they were able to bring it upfield through Cucurella, who bounces a pass off Pedri. Gets no shortage of touches when he's involved in the game of football. Pedri receives again from Laporte and finds the feet of Olmo between the lines. Swift pass to the feet of Oyarzábal, and he couldn't make it stick. That was half a chance for Spain right through the middle. Space had been found. The vision of Olmo, and a poor touch by Oyarzábal. Now Lamine Yamal works it inside to Pedro Porro. Ferran Torres let it run. Oyarzábal tried to put it back out in front of him, and they ran out of room again, Spain. So they overcomplicate things with their passing at times in the attacking third arch.
Yeah, sometimes it may be too intricate.
Here's Olmo again. Drops it off to Yamal. Shot towards goal was partially blocked, allowing Raskan to clear up towards halfway. It'll be coming back, though. Tidied up by Kabasi. And now Rodri on the attacking side of the centre circle. Rolls it at the feet of Ferran Torres. Tried another flick that doesn't come off. Straight to Says. And now Mekala inside his own penalty box. Drops one over the top of Ferran Torres and allows the right back Castagna to launch one towards Lukaku. And he couldn't get on the end of a flick on that time, as Rodri has it in the centre circle again. 75th minute here. We've had the hydration break, and Belgium have made 4 changes. Spain have made a couple, as Oyarzabal receives from Lamine Yamal. A few dribbles in the box, back to Yamal. And the teenager goes all the way back to Pedro Porro, about 30 metres from goal. Now flicked into the area. Olmo flicks it on, and Witzel hooks it away from the edge of the area. Lukaku trying to hold things up. Then he tussles with Laporte, who claims he was hit by a stray arm. Referee saw it all and said, I'm happy to wave play on, as it spills out off Pedri for a throw into Belgium. And Michael Oliver wants to check on the welfare of Laporte after that tangle with Lukaku.
Lukaku was throwing his arms and elbows around then. And for Spain, the way they're attacking now, they're just starting to find a little bit more space centrally in their attacking third, where Ferran Torres, Olmo are just starting to drop off and pick a little bit more easier balls. And this is where the intricate passing can come into play. But you're right in saying that sometimes they might overdo it a little bit, but
looks beautiful when it comes off.
It does, and it makes it's so hard for defenders to be able to defend that too.
Pedri curls one around the corner. Lamine Yamal is onside, cuts onto his left again. Back heel out in front of Pedro Porro. Cut back towards the penalty spot, and Raskan cuts that out. Releases. Doku takes on his man and surges up towards halfway. Not a whole lot of support. He buys some time for teammates and now releases Raskan, who continued his run. He's upended, and he wins a free kick in the attacking half, but a long way from goal for Belgium.
And again, it's great hold-up play from Doku. We're just waiting for runners so we can release them. He's been excellent at that today, being able to just take a bit of the pace or the sting out of this Spanish attack.
So now they're looking for a spell of possession. Witzel goes back to the backup goalkeeper. Lammens earns his 3rd cap off the bench today, and he just stands on the ball before trying to release for Doku. Poked away, though, by Spain, and now Pedri has it 40 metres from goal in a central area. Goes wide to Lamine Yamal with the outside of the boot. He tried to shape it to Ferran Torres. Cut out by Mekala. Headed down by Says, straight to Rodri. Spain come again. Cucurella receives on the edge of the area. Chests it down and hooks it back with the left boot to Pedri. They're 30 metres from goal again as Rodri squares it up to Pedro Porro. Not a whole lot of movement ahead. Goes wide to Yamal, who then runs inside the area after going back to Porro. Now Pedri, 25 metres from goal, bends one around the corner, quickly out to Lamine Yamal. A chance to square up against Says. Goes back to Pedro Porro. Now he has it at his feet again. And Says wins it back. His clearance upfield deflected off Lamine Yamal. Tracked in flight by Kubasi ahead of Lukaku. And now the young Spanish centre half has possession again. Goes forward to Rodri, just inside Belgian territory. And we've ticked over 78 minutes here. Still 1-1 in the quarter-final. Spain v Belgium. Olmo searching forward. Ferran Torres, nice hold-up play. Oyarzabal to Lamine Yamal. And he tried to work a 1-2 off Ferran Torres. The return ball, not the best by Spain's number 7. And now Doku has it down the left flank again. And he's earned another very soft foul. Pedro Porro is furious. Pedri also complains. But it's going to be a Belgian free kick to be taken after the latest substitution. And Nico Williams is coming on for Spain.
Again, I think the referee's got it wrong. Doku just throwing himself to the ground and winning himself a free kick. Not much in it at all. No wonder Pedro Porro was a little bit upset in that one. Also, too, with that big chance for Yamal, I could have thought that instead of maybe playing that 1-2, Ferran Torres opens up because Yamal's already attracted 2 players with that run.
So Oyarzabal is off. Olmo becomes the focal point of the attack, and Nico Williams playing on the left side, hugging the sideline. So there'll be no goal from Oyarzabal today. It'll be up to others to provide the heroics for Spain. As Pedri goes wide to the substitute. Nico Williams hearing it from the fans as he runs at the fullback. And straight out of play for another goal kick. The delivery from wide areas been pretty disappointing at times from Spain.
Yeah, and usually that's their strong attack is usually out in these wide areas. You'd have to say the defending from the Belgians have been really good, because that was one area that they needed to be strong in. And even the substitution of Says coming on that left-hand side, I think he's been excellent so far in marshalling what Yamal does.
We had the A-listers in the crowd cutaways earlier on, Brad Pitt and company, Noel Gallagher. I reckon we've gone to the Z-list in the second half, Archie. I'm not sure who these people are that they're showing here in Los Angeles today. And another concern, Kevin De Bruyne is down. And does he need to be substituted? Battling cramp, the veteran, once of Manchester City, and now playing his club football in Italy with Napoli. If he goes off, that'll be the end of the outfield substitutions in the 90 minutes from Belgium. So can he go on, or does he need to be replaced?
Well, I just think he just got thrown some of that magic pickle juice. So you can tell it's just a little bit of cramp.
81 minutes in here for Valvoline, the original engine oil, and it's still 1-1, that halftime score, as Cucurella fights to keep it in and does. Pulls it back to Pedri, flicks it inboard to Nico Williams, being harassed by Witsel. Pedri works it back to Nico Williams. He goes back to Rodri, stylish little diagonal, scythed out to Lamine Yamal. His cross deflected kindly for Witsel. Counter-attack being launched via Doku, who pokes it down the line. The run being made by Raskan, who left a foot in, upended Kubashi, who got the free kick. His teammates say, get back to your feet, mate. We're away here. Olmo, back to Lamine Yamal, 25 metres from goal, out on the right-hand side. Goes backwards. And now Rodri, a chance to get his head up. Loops one out to the left wing for Nico Williams, who pulls it back to Pedri. Flicked into the area. Nico Williams headed off at the pass. Great body work by Castagni. And also Ngoy as they let it go out for yet another goal kick.
And that's a difference so far. It's just that defending and watching those runs in behind. And that's something that Spain do so well. You have to watch the first run, but then you've got to be mindful of the second. And that's where they're usually very, very dangerous. But the way that the Belgians are set up and the discipline they're showing from the centre-backs to the wide full-backs has been excellent. And this is that period where if you stay long enough in this match against a team that has all the firepower, has all the possession, in that one little moment, and the way that they're defending, if they take that chance, Belgium might have to fancy themselves if they can just nick one just before it looks to go to extra time.
Ball over the top here. Yamal dragged it down and then couldn't find it with the second and third touch as it rolled away to Lammens, who's able to dive on the ball for Belgium. Kevin De Bruyne will be going off at the next stoppage in play. Sally Makers will be coming on. As the replay confirmed, Yamal was onside there.
He was, and that's just that one moment.
Oh, Simon, outside of his area. A mistake gave Kevin De Bruyne half a chance. He was trying to get the shot away from 40 metres out from goal with the keeper outside of his area, and De Bruyne's shot was blocked out for a throw, and he stays out there for now with Sally Makers ready to come on very soon for Belgium. 84 minutes in here. Extra time and penalties there if we can't split these teams. And you'd have to say extra time looks like a favourite right now. As 84 minutes ticks by and Ngoy goes back to Lammens in goal. He's able to roll it calmly to his centre half and played out to De Bruyne. And the whistles from the Spanish fans thinking, what is this play? And it's working for Belgium as Raskin keeps it at his feet. Now works it wide to Castagnier in the right back role. Goes back to Raskin. He looks for the feet of Witsel. He couldn't make it stick. To Ketelaar with a hefty swing. And De Bruyne is going to pick up a yellow card here for a cynical challenge after the cheap turnover by Belgium. And that might be a yellow card to depart with for Kevin De Bruyne, who holds his hand up to the bench and says, I'm okay now, after taking down Ferran Torres and copping the ticket. But surely Rudy Garcia makes the move.
Well, here he comes. He had to make it. I don't think he was moving as freely. De Bruyne didn't really have too much say in this game. But if he's pulled up a little lane, you want your players, especially to be switched on and fit coming into this back end of this normal time match. It's probably the smart decision to make, and it was a good yellow card also to take from De Bruyne, because Ferran Torres did well to be able to turn and face forward.
He handed over the armband and got off in the nick of time to avoid a second yellow card. Huge move made here by Spain. So Dani Olmo is off. Oyarzabal is off. And they've gone for Mikel Merino again, the hero from the previous stage with that late winner against Portugal. Can he do it again in stoppage time in regulation, the Arsenal man? As they build down the right-hand side again, poked in towards Ferran Torres, had to reach for it, drops it off, and now hung up for Merino at the back post, headed clear by Castagnier. Cucurella picks up the scraps, goes back to Nico Williams, and they're in the attacking third again, Spain. As Pedri squares it up to Rodri. Hooks one around the corner. Lovely first-time cushion ball. Yamal gets it back from Porro and then turned into trouble. Lamine Yamal, with a heavy touch, allows Belgium to clear. And he had a bit more space to exploit than he showed with that touch.
Yeah, and he wanted to open up onto his left foot there. You're right, he could have just taken the ball across his body onto his right.
Now Nico Williams rolls one into Raskin territory, intended for the penalty spot, and Raskin is there each and every time as Lukaku puts his body about. A one-man counter-attack, but Spain retrieve and go back to Unai Simon. And his ball out was calm under pressure, found Laporte, and he can go down the line to Cucurella, and Spain can push forward again here through Merino. Inside the centre circle, maintains possession, goes back to Kubasi. And now Cucurella is on the move, released by Pedri. On the edge of the area, goes back to Pedri. And he goes square, chance to run onto it. Kubasi, and not held by Lammens, and tapped home. It's the super sub again, Merino. And that change of goalkeeper comes back to haunt Belgium. The youngster Lammens could not hold the shot, and the scraps were pounced upon by Merino to make it Spain 2, Belgium 1 in the 88th minute.
Oh, it's that man again, Merino. He came on against Portugal. He's come on here, and you'd have to say that is 1 foot into the semi-finals. And it just shows you how big someone of Courtois' presence might have just been missed on that occasion. It wasn't hit too hard from distance. I wondered if it just maybe bobbled a little bit in front of him. And a keeper should be taking that. And he was just a little bit too slow to regain his feet. And that's a goalkeeping error. And one that he's going to remember, but you still have to stay alert. And Merino was the first one on. And he's the first one to tuck it home.
And credit the young centre-half who's been on a yellow card since the first half. It was Kubasi who saw an opportunity to shoot from range. Spain don't do it too often.
He took it on, tested the young backup goalkeeper, and Lamons did not have the answer. Spilt it kindly into the path of Marino, who scored the 91st minute winner against Portugal and now puts his country in front in the quarterfinal in the 88th minute.
You just have to feel for the Belgian goalkeeper. And those ones are so awkward, especially when they're just bouncing a little bit in front of you. If you don't get those nice and clean, you're not sure where the ball's going to bounce up. It was just probably a little bit too slow to be able to get up and respond to his first touch.
So still enough attacking talent out there for Belgium, but they're running out of time. De Ketelaere is on, Lukaku is on, Saelemaekers, still Doku as well. And the ball thrust forward here towards Lukaku, headed away by Laporte. And Spain have all the skill in the world, of course, to pass Belgium to death here in the closing minutes. Cucurella heads it in front of Yamal, whose touch lets him down again near the sideline. And we enter 7 minutes of stoppage time. Well, they've already done it once in this tournament. They were 2-0 down with similar time left against Senegal, weren't they, Belgium, in the knockout stage, and managed to progress.
And that's a sort of hope that they need to draw on, that they're not out of it. We've seen teams come back right at the depth. And this is going to be the same occasion for the Belgians. They'll be trying to use that to inspire them. And like I said, they've got a presence in Lukaku. Doku is still on the pitch.
And a chance to launch a ball forward here potentially as Mekela looks for a passing avenue. Flicked out wide to Doku from Saïs, and now inboard to De Ketelaere, back to Doku. He lost his feet and handled the ball. Claims he was pushed, but it's a free kick to Spain, and a relieving one. 1 minute into a minimum of 7 minutes being added at the end of the 90. This 18-match unbeaten run under Rudy Garcia is under enormous threat now for Belgium, with Spain leading 2-1. We do it for Valvoline, the original engine oil and official supporter of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Just as Archie Thompson has been predicting all morning. He's expecting Spain against France in a semi-final, but here come Belgium. Oh, Doku out in front of Saelemaekers. The keeper is beaten, and across the face. Oh, that's a back pass, isn't it? In front of his own goal, Laporte hooked it clear straight into the chest of Unai Simon, who'd been rounded by Saelemaekers, and Saelemaekers couldn't find Lukaku in the middle.
Well, I'm not sure what Simon was doing there, trying to lunge out right on the edge of his 18-yard box, out in this wide area. Didn't need to come at all. And Saelemaekers just needed to put it up into an area so Lukaku could challenge.
It might still be on here. Doku was trying to thread the needle. It was bowled over. Free kick to Belgium, 35 metres from goal in a central area, as the yellow card comes out for Laporte. Oh, what's happened to Spain and their poise here?
This tends to happen, I think, when you take that one goal lead late on. We saw it against Portugal. Portugal had a couple of chances late on. This could be the same in this match with Belgium. It just needs to be delivered perfectly.
Unai Simon dodged a big bullet a couple of minutes ago. As the free kick is teased in, Lukaku tried to get on the end of it. Raskan in a wrestle on the edge of the area. Spain now on the counter-attack. And it's a poor ball from Pedri, who apologises for not finding teammates. It was developing into a 4-on-2 situation if he found the right pass.
Oh, he needed to secure that pass there. He had 3 or 4 players running ahead. There was only probably one Belgium defender, and that could have killed this game off. How many times have we seen in this World Cup? Doesn't matter what team you are, you take a 1-0 lead, your mindset just starts to drift a little bit back into maybe more of a defensive mode.
We're halfway through stoppage time at the end of the game. Spain 2, Belgium 1. Simon holding possession on the edge of his own area and now launches long, straight out of play for a Belgian throw.
They've got 3 minutes to find an equaliser. Take the throw in quickly. And they go all the way back to the crestfallen backup goalkeeper, Lamens, who gifted the second goal to Spain with a fumble right in front of his own goal. Now Nico Williams to the feet of Pedri, who's knocked over by Witsel. No whistle, but then a clear foul by Axel Witsel, who has axed down the Spaniard and become the latest man to go into the book as he took down Rodri.
Rodri, yeah, that was a nasty challenge there. You can see he gets the ball past him. Oh, I tell you what, he'd be lucky to stay on. If the VAR has another look at that, I think it's a vicious challenge. He wasn't going for the ball. Very lucky to stay on there. I think it was a dangerous challenge.
Now Simon on the edge of his own area was a little lax in possession. Straight out of play for a throw-in. Where does Raskan find the energy levels? He takes the throw, goes back to Sallymakers. He drops it off to Castagna. They've got an overload here. Raskan whips it in. Lukaku trying to head it home. Can't believe he didn't get on the end of it. Spanish bodies in the road. And now a potential counter-attack again for Spain. Doku wins it back. The referee, get out of the way. You've already got in the road once. Belgium have it through Raskan, wide area, in towards Simon. Ball dropped by the goalkeeper. And Lukaku committed the foul. High five between Simon and Lukaku after that exchange, and valuable seconds tick away now. But Belgium throwing everything at Spain in search of the equaliser.
Well, Spain are not doing themselves any favours. Lamine Yamal had heaps of time in front of him. He tries to cut back and loses the ball. And even Simon, that's too easy to give that ball away there.
We'll soon be at the referee's discretion on how much more time to add. We're into the 7th minute of 7. Stoppage time being added at the end of the game. Spain 2, Belgium 1. Ball falls to the hero, Marino. Goes back to Rodri. Lovely passing and vision from Marino. Found Cucurella. He's going to take on the strike, and this time it's handled successfully by Lamens. And he wants to pump it long immediately, keeps it low. And a nice first touch by Laporte. Stopped it running out in front of Sallymakers. And Spain go forward again. Williams not running to a corner flag, Spain. So they're playing with some kind of fire as Marino able to recycle possession all the way back to Pedro Porro. And Rodri says, let's go to that corner flag, please. And Porro obliges. Skips his way, looks for a killer ball, and it's cut out in the middle by Ngoy. And there goes the full-time whistle. Spain are into the semi-finals. It's the end of the road for Belgium as they get it done in the 90, the reigning European champ Spain. They lost Thibaut Courtois to injury, and how pivotal was that as the backup goalkeeper, Lamens, spilt a shot from Kabasi, allowing the substitute Marino to pounce and score the winner in the 88th minute in Los Angeles. Full time here, Spain 2, Belgium 1, and we have that dream semi-final of Spain against France at the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Wow. That's going to be an impressive game. When you looked at the draw and who could beat, and you had your eye on both France and Spain, and what a match it's going to be, you'd have to say that Spain, on this occasion against the Belgians, they've been excellent throughout this World Cup, but they need a better improved performance to take on the might of France, because France at the moment are just looking really, really good. And you need to come in to a match like that full of confidence, full of form. And I know there's a lot of superstars in this Spanish team, a lot of superstars in that French team, but wow, you'd almost wish that was the World Cup final. But like I said, one of those teams that go through to the World Cup final, for me, will be very hard to beat.
Well, they had so many opportunities today, Spain. Weren't that ruthless in the attacking third, and in the end it's a fumble by the backup goalkeeper. Seni Lamens, the 24-year-old from Manchester United, who was called upon after a quad injury sustained by Thibaut Courtois in rather innocuous fashion midway through that second half. And Kubashi, the young centre-half from Spain, tested the backup goalkeeper and he couldn't hold on to the ball. Spilt it in front of him when goalkeepers are told, push it wide of the post. But he left it in the 6-yard box, and that's the invitation for Marino to lift it high into the roof of the net to put Spain back in front after they blew a first-half lead given to them by Fabian Ruiz on the half hour. De Ketelaere found an equaliser in the 41st minute, but in the end it's Spain going through. And the golden generation for Belgium looked like coming up empty in terms of major tournament wins.
Yeah, and it's such a shame because you'd have to say probably last World Cup, even the one before that, they were a very, very good chance to maybe lift a World Cup in that golden generation period. But they did so well to even get this far, I felt, to a quarter-final with maybe the team and performances. I thought the performance today was gallant in terms of the way that they defended and gave Spain a few hairy moments, especially in that second half. But like you say, you put an inexperienced goalkeeper in him, and I did say that for Spain they would want to test this goalkeeper, and they tested him. Like I said, you said for him as a goalkeeper to maybe, you're taught to push the ball away from goal. If anything, the ball is maybe a little bit central for him to push it, and he's gone down to trap it. Maybe if it was a little bit more to the right or left, he has that opportunity to punch. Unfortunately, it takes a little bobble, but you still got to pounce. You still got to stay alert. And Marino, that's 2 matches he's come off and made massive differences in winning the round of 16 and now a quarter-final into a semi. And I think there's Yamal's brother. Is that his brother in the...
The youngster?
Yeah, the youngster.
He's going to be going viral. He's blowing kisses to his older brother at the moment.
Yeah, you can see Yamal seeing him on the big screen and having a laugh because we know how close they are. You see social videos of them too. But this was a big hurdle for Spain. And now the next hurdle is the big one against France.
So Rudy Garcia has told his backroom staff to get the cameras away as he addresses his playing group as the 18-match unbeaten run comes to an end in Los Angeles. In heartbreaking fashion, really. They could easily have gone ahead at various stages. Doku looked so dangerous on the counter-attack at times, but a little too one out perhaps were Belgium when they were going forward, and injury has certainly cruelled them. Onana with the ACL is in that circle with the crutches. They lost Tielemans in the warm-up today. They lost Courtois due to injury. And Rudy Garcia with a passionate address right now that they are capturing with the camera overhead as Spain celebrate. They won the World Cup in 2010. Can they do it now on US soil in 2026? A semi-final to look forward to against France. And now the monkey is off the back a little. They have conceded a goal, so that won't be a talking point going into that match against France when they have to try and combat that deadly quartet in the attacking third of France featuring Mbappe and Dembele.
Oh man. It's frightening to think that you have to face that calibre of attack in Spain. And there were a few hairy moments for the Spain. They just sometimes looked a little bit disorganised, which they can be sometimes. I've seen throughout their matches that they dominate possession, but if they do give up a silly little pass or a ball goes a little bit stray, then they're a little bit more vulnerable on the counter-attack. And we might see a completely different style of play from the Spanish team, because I don't know if they're going to dominate possession. It'll be very, very even. They might sway it a little bit in the match against France, but they can't make mistakes.
What about that moment late in the game when Unai Simon flew out of his own area, did not win the ball, did not take the man. Sally Makers went past him. Sally Makers whipped it in looking for Lukaku. Laporte somehow got a touch to it, hooked it away from goal, and it winds up in the breadbasket of Unai Simon, which you could say is almost a back pass, but a rarely seen kind of back pass action.
Yeah, I think the way that he's hit that with some pace, and I don't know if he's was necessarily looking at getting it to the goalkeeper. But Salamakers did really well. If anything, on that occasion, he tried to whip it in with pace. I think what he needed to do there was just float it.
Keeper's not there, and he should know that.
Yeah, float it and let Lukaku use that strength and power. And, you know, if he's got a little run up or not even anything, just a little bit of something, because he's got no goalkeeper on that goal line. So those are those little moments, I think, that they need to do better in, because maybe they haven't been tested as much, or they're going to be tested against the French side, and you can't have any lapses in concentration, especially not at that level. And look, they play these guys or their teammates, and they play in Champions League, so they understand what this French team can bring. But that's where they know they need to be better. And you touched on it. On that attack, I don't know if they were as clinical in the areas where they needed to be, where they have been in the past few. And we're just nitty-picky at the moment, because how good Spain have been, especially in that front third, just looked a little off today.
If you've got any questions for our expert, Archie Thompson, send us through those questions on the text line 0433 98 11 16. Hope you enjoyed the coverage on the global game, and still a whole lot more to come. We do it for Valvoline, the original engine oil and official supporter of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Spain beating Belgium 2-1 in regulation, and they are through to that glamour semi-final against France.